see you good.
Whoa, check.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. All right. So look, what episode is this?
It's got to be
It's been a long time.
5, 6, it's 8.
There's 8. All right. So look, episode 8 of the Godcast. We got special guests in the building, but before we get into that, let me do this because Lala's listening.
Hey, Lala.
Hey Lala. So look, you got a UFC 273, 2 titles up for grabs. You know what I'm saying, on the fight card. Join the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. New customers can bet $5 on any fighter and win 100 in free bets. Win or lose guaranteed. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code BOOT. That's BOOT at the bottom of your screen. $5 on the UFC. But listen, most importantly, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800 NEXT STEP, NEXT STEP. That's all I got. Holler at us. How that was, Lala? We was good? All right, cool. Yo, so look, man, it's episode 7.
I just told you 8.
Bro. Damn, dog. Episode 8 of the Godcast. 5 is here as normal. You know what I'm saying? I got my man's Cole over here with the best wings in the city.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Where they could get you at?
Tsunami Wing Factory, 5242 at Legion Fields.
That's
Inside
you?
Heavenly Sweets Bakery. Yeah, that's me.
See what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
still look how
man.
we plugging people.
That's
Look at we
Fillmore?
connecting.
Calling out Fillmore in the Legion Fields.
All right.
But look, we got an extra special guest in the building, and he said he was gonna let me fan out. This is my partner, but he said he was gonna let me do what I do. So look, I got an introduction for you.
Uh-oh.
All right, you ready? All right. Special guest. The special guest today is a beat making, rap rhyming, Bo Jackson wearing, even though he ain't got him on today, Mr. Yeah, multidisciplinary artist, domestic rap dad, DJ, elite chef, Holly Grove, Pablo Picasso. Mr. Feel and Play is a choice. Picture this though. Leave your blunts in the car, because we don't do those, love. Yeah. I keep it consistent like red beans and rice. My dog, Nesby Phips in the building.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. That's the best
crazy.
introduction. Come on, man.
Hey.
Yeah.
So-
He covered it all, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people ask me shit, and I forget half of the shit you just said. So I'm gonna have
I
to
got you.
remember that. I'm gonna have to.
I got you
remember
covered, bro. I'm not, but I told you. First of all, I appreciate you coming here, and then we tried to do this like 4 times, and tornadoes and
that. Yeah.
fucking concerts, and shout out to Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jasmine Sullivan. She shut me down one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even hollering though. That's what I was cold about. I was just giving her flowers. Yeah, she shut me down. I still love you though.
A chick in New York got
Hotel.
me like that, bro.
Huh?
Chick in New York got me like that one time. I was holding the door for her coming out. I was in Harlem, and I'm opening the door, and she coming out the door, and she looked at me. And she was like, "What the fuck you want?" And I was like, "Damn, nigga, can't be nice."
Right.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you're not nice in New York, so
I know,
you're
bro.
not used to that.
I'm Southern though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta let me be a gentleman how I be a gentleman. But yeah, man. So we got a bunch of questions from Phips. You know what I'm saying? We go just talk to my dog. We go holler at Cole. You know what I'm saying? But man, I guess first off, dog, like, can you tell us how you got your start musically?
I've been doing music my whole life in a different way though. I've been a closeted artist my entire childhood. Everything y'all know me to do now, I always did. I always rapped. Wrote my first rap when I was like 9 or 10.
Damn.
You
You remember it? Hold on, you remember?
I do.
All right.
A nigga never forget their first rap.
Right.
Remember your first piece of?
Yeah,
Oh, come on, you ain't gonna forget that.
For sure.
Yeah. I was MC Heat because I made the girl sweat. I was 19 years old. But and I grew up in a house with music. So we had a piano. My dad had a piano in the front room. And next to it, between the piano and the wall, we had a saxophone, 2 flutes, and a piccolo.
Damn.
And that was my mom and dad instruments. My dad played the sax and the flute, and my mom played the flute and the piccolo. And then I picked up and put down other instruments. You know, at one point I had a guitar, I had a violin, I had a snare drum, but I would pick it up and put it down. I always resisted formal instruction. I just, I was always, so I hold a pen very awkward,
Mhm.
and my mom used to whip me, well, not whip me, but slap my hand until she saw I could draw. And then she said, well, I guess he know what he doing. So I always had my own approach to doing pretty much anything. And So that's why I resisted formal training. In hindsight, I wish I would have got it, but then at the same time, you know, my sauce is what it is because of that process I created.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say what the instruments was in your household, because when I listen to you, you kind of like not like nothing I hear. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a lot of jazz in you. You know what I'm saying? How would you describe your style?
If Nas was from Holly Grove,
damn,
but he got signed to the Dungeon Family.
That's
Hey,
hard.
hey, yo.
That's hard. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So who? All right. You said Nas. Who did you look up to, like, musically?
Throughout my childhood,
Like, I guess when you was coming into your own, like developing your style.
like I kind of like I feed off of everything around me. So it wasn't just like I listened to Airbnb where I came all day, and that solely influenced me, especially growing up in New Orleans. Because and when I was super young, my great grandfather, he had a bar in on between Hickory and the Green Street in Pigeon Town. In the middle of the street, it was Nero's bar. That's my last name. My real name Courtney Nero. And so I, you know, some of my earliest memories is in that bar. That was when kids could still go in the barroom. And like like the way people talk in those spaces, they were colorful. They had melody when they say what's happening. You know, like a wine, or like my dad and his partner used to hit this little chant, way out, let daddy. Right? But you know how we talk, right? We always put a little,
got a rhythm to it.
Yeah, like somebody say a razzle dazzle. We put a little razzle dazzle on everything. So I kind of find, I kind of gravitate towards, I got an eye and ear for the razzle dazzle in most things everywhere. I could be walking in the grocery store and I can hear somebody say something, and I'm gonna probably use that later on because I thought it was fly. They might not even meant it to be fly the whole night. It'll be like that word tastes good when I say it, so I'm gonna say it.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's some artist shit.
Yeah, everything got a texture to it. Everything has a place, and that's why I'm multidisciplinary, because everything could go together if you do it right.
I think you're skipping something that we probably just didn't talk about. You have it on your website. You're like the great grand nephew of Mahalia Jackson.
Yeah, that's my great grandmother's sister. So
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's my Mahalia died like 8 years before I was born. But when I was born, her sister Yvonne, who raised my dad and my aunt, it was 4 of us. And my dad worked overnight, so we used to call her this long ass name, great grandmother Miss Harris. We used to call her. Like, we used to literally say great grandmother Miss Harris all the time. But we used to call her that because she was our great grandmother, but my mom would always call her Miss Harris. So for whatever reason we said that. But her sister helped raise us when my dad worked overnight, and my mom had all these kids and stuff. So.
Do you feel like that had like some implications on who you are, like just having that influence? Like, I know
by way of osmosis.
Yeah,
it's sort of like it gave me like the creative license to like reach far, be comfortable. Like some people ain't comfortable with singing. Like, you know, like seeing somebody who is attached to me doing it, quite naturally, you're gonna feel licensed to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, your daddy got clippers, you're gonna try to cut your hair.
For sure.
That's how I started cutting hair. My daddy used to cut my hair because I'm a barber by trade. I've been a barber since I was 13.
So I got a question for you. You mentioned Pigeon Town. My man from Hammond. Can you explain Pigeon Town to him?
Would you
like how would you, for instance, because we be talking, like, I got him, like, everything I say, like, I'll be like, I'm from Uptown. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my explanation to any question.
100%.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, to somebody who's not from here, like, when you looking at Uptown, downtown, like, how would you explain where Pigeon Town sits and, like, you know?
Oh, so geographically, Pigeon Town sits in the far west corner of the city. The parish line runs along Holly Grove, Pigeon Town, and then it hit the river.
Gotcha.
So we in that back corner, like that bitch of Crescent. We in that fucking far west tip of the Crescent.
Yeah,
that bitch is, you know, back of town. It's Pigeon Town, Nigger Town, Gert Town, Holly Grove. Because the 17 walls sit in a little quadrant.
Yeah,
and you know where Xavier is? That's Gert Town over there.
Okay.
and from Claiborne back up to Costco, that's Holly Grove.
All right.
Plus across Airline, that's the east side of Holly Grove, right
Yeah.
by the interstate and
Yeah.
shit. And then you got Pigeon Town and Nigga Town or Ghost Town. Nigga Town is in the back of Black Pearl. They call it Black Pearl now. But it was originally Pension Town. Because a lot of people who, I think it was in the turn of the century or right at the beginning of the 19th century, where people retired with their pension. Black
I
people
didn't
able to
know,
buy
I did
their
not know
houses.
that.
That's hard.
Yeah, but you know how we do words.
Yeah.
Over time, it became Pigeon Town, and yeah, that's Pigeon Town.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
He gave me a lesson. Right,
yo, bro, I swear I did not know that. Like I didn't know that. If y'all got questions, y'all jump in. It's all good. But
All right, for sure. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, we was talking before the shit started rolling about social media and jumping into social age and how music digital and shit like that. But the one thing like I wanted to say about you, when I look at your social media, like you good at that shit.
Good at it?
I'm about to tell you. When I say you good at it, like when I look at your social media, it feel like you. It feel authentic. It don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you look at somebody on Instagram?
You can tell it's forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just doing shit for the gram, quote unquote. And when I look at your shit though, it's like, yo, that's him. I see that.
Yeah, and that's you gotta be comfortable with yourself. You gotta be yourself everywhere you go.
How you got to that point? Like, how did you?
I grew up in the world. That's what you had to do. Like
Mm.
we didn't have. Right now we have an instant gratification type of world we grew up in. Well, I mean, we're in now.
Yeah.
But being in New Orleans, being from uptown, coming from the family that I'm from, I caught the RTA starting at 8 years old. I used to catch it. I started catching the RTA at 8. I was in a chess camp at UNO in the summer.
You still play chess?
I haven't played in a minute.
All right.
I haven't played in a minute.
I was about to challenge you, but go ahead.
Well, we could play.
All right.
It's always that's about sharpening the sword.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to come in here and act like I'm Bobby Fischer. But I need to get my skills up.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
a little rusty. But that's when I started catching the RTA, man. Going out there and like just you had like them daddy say you got to be real, like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was one of them. I found myself saying that a lot of what I am is by way of osmosis. Like it's just the environment molded me that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't never celebrated or honored to be half stepping or fronting or pretending. Because the way there's so much real shit that's fucking tight as fuck to play with in this world. Why I'm gonna play with fake shit? When I grew up, there was a thing called make believe. Y'all know what that means?
Yes.
And you used to hear that word distinctively though, because there was a fine line in reality in that paradigm that we had a good understanding of what was real, what was every day when you walk outside, it was gonna be there.
Yeah.
And what was not, what was make believe.
Right.
And I think the front camera was the downfall of society or civilization. Because you was able to at least get a instantaneous gratification of the facade that you want to believe. So y'all know what a haiku is?
Yeah.
I write haikus, and I got one that goes, she lives as though she was never told, because it's 575 syllables, right? She lived as though she was never told that there was no tea in those cups.
Is that double entendre on tea?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I never noticed it.
Yeah.
There was no tea in those cups. So a lot of people live a life as though they were never told that what you was doing was make believe, and they grew up still playing. You're gonna look stupid as an adult playing tea party with no tea in them cups.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
A whole lot.
There has to be a double entendre on tea.
No,
It just makes sense that you would do that, though.
I didn't do it on purpose. I literally my focus in my haikus is just trying to fit the syllables.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I got a few of them.
That's like just like an exercise you do.
Yeah, I'm just random like that.
I feel that.
Yeah,
No, that's
it's not even
100%.
like I do haiku exercises to strengthen. Sometimes nigga be writing haikus. And I remember that from school. You know,
It's funny you say the downfall of civilization because man, like I went to the Jasmine Sullivan concert,
yeah.
and bro,
Shout out
like
to Jasmine Sullivan.
shout out to her.
I'm gonna see you again, Jam.
Talk to her. Jazz, what's happening,
Jazz got the girls going crazy, right?
bro?
I love it. I love it.
It's fire. But listen, honestly, at the concert, I had the worst time of my life,
Wow.
bro. Like I'm in the front, and like shout out to the women. I'm not trying to hate on y'all. I'm not trying to hate on the guys either, but like, bro, everybody was on their fucking phone. It was like this the whole
That's
time.
the word. Look, I'm reading a book right now called Stolen Focus. And it's talking about literally that we missed the moments. One of the anecdotes in the beginning of the book was the dude from London took his godson to Graceland to see Elvis' house. And when you go, he said the goal was to get his godson off the phone. And when he got there to Graceland for the tour of the mansion, of Elvis' mansion, they handed them both iPads. And they were walking around the tour with the iPad telling them where to go, turn left here, turn right here. And there was this room, it was a jungle room. We had all these fake plants and shit around. And the dude was with his girl telling her, baby, look at all these plants. And the author of the book was like, he was tripped out because the man was amazed by the room, but through the iPad. And he tapped him on the shoulder. He was like, if you put your iPad down,
Look,
we're in the room. My nigga.
Yeah.
She lived as though she was never told.
That's where we at, man. Like,
but it's a fine line between like filming stuff and keeping it, and then living in the moment. I don't know what that.
I think pictures are supposed to be like a representation or reference point. Like when you take it, you're gonna have it. I really like taking pictures and put them in my house, not necessarily on the internet.
That's so the same pictures and words can only be valued like that.
Yeah,
you have to touch them.
Yeah.
So you like I'm gonna check your phone, see how many pictures you got.
They got a lot.
You probably almost never go back and look. I got over 50,000 pictures.
I never look at that shit. When?
I'm about to make a point of what he said. I'm a big Stove Guy fan. I went to the concert, right?
Yeah.
I'm guilty of this. I was on my phone the entire time.
Right.
But I was filming him.
Right.
The entire time. Never went back and looked at these videos.
Right.
But I think we just.
It's your mind is way more vivid than your phone. Example is the book is always better than the movie.
Yeah. It is.
You know what's crazy? You talk about senses. Like even if you watch a video that you're not gonna be reminded of the smell. You're not gonna be reminded of like the background noise that's around you. You may hear it, but you're not gonna remember someone spilling their drink 2 feet away from you and what commotion that caused, or there was a missed note. You're not gonna hear that in the video, but you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that takes away from it, like that feeling of you being there. Because once you watch it, say you're trying to record, when you're looking at it through your phone, you really miss
all of it.
Yeah.
The human experience, you're deleting it.
I got
all
two
while recording it.
I got 2 concerts I remember vividly, and both of them my phone wasn't out, like none. And it's crazy because one of the concerts was y'all familiar with Alabama Shakes?
Yes.
So they was in the Champion Square. I was going off an edible, right? The other one, I'm not saying this shit because you here, but the other one, I don't even know if you remember this, bro. Me and my partner kept asking you to re-rap the Avowal.
What, it was Dragon's Den?
It was at the Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I think you rapped that shit 3 times for us.
Yeah,
I ain't never did that at nobody's show before. Like, nah.
I think I got a picture from that show.
See what I'm saying? Like, I remember that shit vividly, but you about to say something?
Nah, we good.
Nah, so I just wanted to ask you, like, all right, so everybody from the city, I know how the city work, but how you link with Spitter?
We went to McMain together.
I did not know that. Okay.
We was in the same class. I had chemistry with that boy. I think he came a year late. I think he either got there in 10th grade or he was there in junior high and then came back in 10th.
Uh-huh.
But in 10th grade, me and him had chemistry class together. And I would kind of, I'm sort of a diplomat, so I maintain, I don't want to use the word I'm cool with everybody, but I'm good with everybody. And I was good with him. And what I love about him is he was the same person he is now, he was then. He was always about his fresh. You know what I'm saying? When the Jordans came out, I forget which ones it was, but black and white joints, and he came. This nigga he took the white and colored all of the white with a highlighter, just so he could be the nigga with the yellow and black one.
Wow.
Yeah, like he'll have a fucking. He came in there with the Cleveland Indians fitted, put a gold tooth on the Indian. You know, he always put my nigga, you know,
The razzle dazzle.
Yeah, the razzle dazzle. He's the same nigga. He the same nigga. That's why I love him, bro. But when he got with Young Money, that's when I started seeing him again after high school. I would only bump into him here and there when he was with No Limit and shit. But through my relationship with Mac, you know, I would cut Mac hair. Mac Man used to be one of my. He's probably the second most, if not the first most person I recorded with throughout the whole beginning of my career.
Wow.
And like I remember Jonathan Bender had a studio.
Yeah.
On Veterans. And I used to have all my equipment in a Rubbermaid container, nigga. And this was before laptops and shit. I had a little digital recorder. I had like the speakers a nigga would have in their room when they was kids for their boom box or whatever you want to call it. I used to hook them up. I had an old receiver from my daddy. And I would literally just set up this bullshit ass recording setup. We did that shit in the hallway because we couldn't get in the studio. They was recording. And that night they just ain't let us in. And I was like, nigga, I'm trying to record my first album. And, you know, and we did it there. Maine been, and so I was there with Maine. And then fast forward to Young Money taking off. I'm living in Atlanta. They set up in Atlanta. And he'll give me the studio for the night. You know, this So Far Gone era.
Yeah.
You know, I be in high beats. I been here, come through 2 hours with me. Then he'll go run the streets all fucking night. I leave the barbershop about 8, 9 o'clock, meet that nigga at high beats. And he'll just let me have the studio. I'm in that bitch on Young Money dime, just dropping beats. And then he'll come in the last 2 hours, 3, 4 in the morning, and just freestyle all over everything I fucking drop.
That's crazy. You done seen some shit.
Yeah, I did. But you know, that's, you know, how to grow up nigga. That's my nigga. I've been knowing him since before I got to Man Junior High. Me, him, Cortez used to go to the homecomings together and shit. You know, Cortez Hankton.
Yeah.
So it's fam right there, man.
So how you get from that to like the Nesby everybody know musically?
I owe it a lot to Cole. That's what they call my real name, Courtney. A lot of niggas call me Cole. I owe it a lot to Cole, the barber. That's what kept me in rooms, not being a rapper. And it was dope because being there as an artist, I used to try to give my CD to niggas, you know, they probably wouldn't, if they paid attention, they didn't do it for long. But as they barber, I had their attention for 45 minutes.
Right.
And even though I'm trying to get in the music industry, I didn't waste those 45 minutes on music. I wasted those 45 minutes on building relationships with people. And it's easy to build a relationship with your barber because it's your fucking barber.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's your trusted, you know, barbers are like trusted pals.
Yes. Man, it's your therapist. It's your,
you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
You know
so I developed a different, you know, shout out to my brother Kareem Johnson. He just had a birthday from the Bronx. You know, he done shot all the greatest videos, everything from fucking Warning to, you know, every girl in the world. To Warning with Biggie,
yeah.
Yes, nigga. To like Young Money shit, or like all the Cardi shit, Nas, DJ Khaled and them, you know, Beaucoup, Akon brother. You know, I was always on set. He was around. I used to cut him up. Like I met so many people from hanging around and being around. And then Dame called Spitter to New York. And I was in Atlanta. So everybody knew Coda Bob in Atlanta. And Coach K from Quality Control, he used to come in the barbershop. My homeboy JJ, he cut two chairs down for me. I used to try to give him music to give to Jeezy. That was around the time he was working with Jeezy shit. And I went up to BB King's in New York, uninvited. I was like, fuck, Spit up there. I know I'm good.
Yeah.
I flew out there. He didn't know I was there till I got to the fucking venue. I texted that boy. I was like, I'm out front. The nigga like, well. I was like, I'm in front of BB King. He was like, we about to pull up. Just walk in with us. And this is the night that Nesby Phips became Nesby Phips. I walked in there. It's me, him, Wiz, Dame Dash. Shout out to Chica and Cootie. That's the night I met them. They were shooting. They got these cameras with these lights on them. I'm like, what the fuck are these? That was my first time seeing a DSLR This is my first time being in New York.
Right. Okay.
That's the Kanye dudes.
Yeah,
that's genius. The documentary genius.
Damn, I gotta add this to my. I'm writing about that right now.
So all the videos I made during that era, everything I did around the creative control stuff, I learned how to do all that. You know, I shot videos on my iPhone, which is why I'm telling y'all how to get the full use out your phone. That's my OGs as far as visually, because I learned how to. I can't shoot and edit video because Chica and Cool, they showed me the process. Wow. But Green Lantern is DJing for us. That's nice. Tour DJ. I'm backstage giving this nigga the instrumental, the top of the money, and then I'm backstage and the door fly open. Who's standing right there? Coach K. He was like, "Coach." I'm like, "Coach." And then nigga hand me a mic. It was like, time to go on stage. I was like, I'm gonna fuck with you. So like next week when I saw Coach in Atlanta, nigga, now he talking to me because he was like, all right, nigga, you really trying to do something or you're doing something, you know? And the conversations just started to turn really once we got to New York, because that gave us access to the capability of producing content and really putting out full-fledged, albums, records, good mixtapes, the whole nine, bro. So that was around the time when I was able to turn my straw into gold. That was like 2009.
That's around the blog era. So that's
I'm first year blog era.
Yeah.
Class of whatever that is.
That's 2009. Then they come out with the Double XL the previous year, and that's Spitter Wiz. That's
Cuddy.
That's Nipsey.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
So listen, Creative Control, they did some of my favorite videos. Like that.
Yeah, that was a new era in visuals.
Bro, that shit was so crisp.
Never before that was niggas shooting a video today and it'd be out tomorrow.
Nah.
Videos cost a lot of money and they took forever to get out, and then you could only put them on the TV.
Yeah.
We had YouTube, Vimeo.
So how was I'm pretty sure like being up there, Wiz, Crit, Spitter, you, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ski Beats and shit was up there.
Fucking right.
So how's the energy? Like are y'all competing like who could get the best verse? Like how's that shit go?
It wasn't a competition.
Yeah.
Cause that's what I loved about my era. We wasn't trying to be the king of rap. We were just trying to get us.
Yeah.
And get the paradigm we came into as far as this new industry, which still exists to this day. There's room for like anybody right now. That's why battles to me don't even make sense no more. You know that our battles don't really got the same oomph about them.
Yeah.
Cause it's like that spot we used to be gunning for. That was when the game was being ran through a funnel.
Yeah.
That was when it was about 5 mics. That was when it was about the cover of the Source of the Double XL.
Yeah.
Niggas don't even have magazines no more, my nigga.
Right. Yeah.
Niggas not even rating out. There is no rating system that anybody regards or respects to even reference to who got the hottest, whatever. Niggas like what they like.
Yeah.
Right now it's open market in the game. Now the atom has been cracked on hip hop, and now anything is possible.
How you feel about young artists coming up? Like, would you encourage them sign to a label, or hey, the internet right there?
Sign yourself to your own label,
right?
First,
right.
Even if you are gonna go with a big label, but do it whatever it makes business sense. I'll never tell a nigga not to give it a label. My brother got a label right now. He's shopping for a deal for his artist, But she sang though, Peyton Moore, and the label is starting 5.
Okay.
Shout out to Spiff and all them boys. Like it's a situation that it really, if it works for you, have a plan when you do it. Go in there with some leverage, so on and so forth. There's rules to engagement. There's a way to do everything.
Right.
Like I'm not anti-label. I'm not anti-labels. I'm pro good business.
Yeah.
So if it makes sense to link with them because they have some components to whatever machine they got that's gonna push your art forward, go fuck with them. Because like I've been seeing on the internet the last few days, you want a whole grape or a half a watermelon?
Gems.
I think Jay Prince said that. So like just own yourself first.
Yeah.
That just shielding yourself with a company. Everything should be in a company. Your family should operate on some company shit. Your personal life should be operating on company shit. Like the economy is set up to benefit 2 types of people. There's some cool ass tax breaks for married people, and there's really fucking cool ass tax breaks and loopholes
businesses.
for businesses. Yeah. And that's the two ways you should. The world is ruled by families and forms of corporations. New Orleans is a corporation.
I just realized the other day, I opened up a Roth 401k, a Roth IRA, and I was told the maximum I can put in was like $6,000 a year. When businesses can put in like 49,000. And you're looking at it like, well, why won't I just be a business for myself?
There you go. That's reading the room, brother.
Yeah.
That's you called it right there. See how you made that decision, that executive decision for yourself?
Yeah.
Or how you could access the better opportunity?
Yeah.
Like that's how you fucking get big.
And it's crazy because you get so many people that hear exactly what you heard and they just be like, all right, well, I got 6.
It ain't for everybody to do because everybody can't be.
Everybody can't go.
Yeah, they won't go. Somebody got to die, somebody got to succeed, and then there's everybody in between. Everything is just on the spectrum.
Do you have a favorite? I got 2 questions. Do you have a favorite beat you made and a favorite verse you rap?
I go in and out of them. I got a few favorite verses that I wrote. I got a few of them, and I be rapping to myself. And I don't really listen to my own music, but I will recite some shit while I'm riding. Some shit that I just like. Words taste good to me, right? But I could taste words, and that's a lot of times that's how I choose them. Like they just feel good coming out. They might not even mean nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And they're probably not applicable to what I'm using or what I'm referencing.
Yeah,
but the bitch just feel right.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like a kid that just walk around the house with a pot on their head. They don't give a fuck about the rules. I know y'all cook in it, but right now there's pot on my head.
Yeah, you talk about words tasting good. How did you come up with if you black then you rich then you got Beaucoup power?
So I wrote that in a verse, and I don't normally write in my phone, but this particular day I did. December 2019. I was writing to this beat. These European producers sampled some tribal music from Africa, and they put some 808s on, and shit was rolling. And it was the last 4 lines of my verse. It was put that Kagu on them, that voodoo got them. My gree bag got Beaucoup powder. If you black, then you rich and got Beaucoup power. If you black, then you rich and got Beaucoup power. And when I said it, whatever it is y'all feel, when y'all hear it, I felt it. And it stuck with me until I had the DJ Law event at the Streetcar Barn Uptown for the collab we did with Rock Nation with the planes, paper planes thing, with the Magnolia shit.
The jumps, yeah.
So I was DJing that, and I yelled it out on the mic every now and then, and people responded sort of the same way I did. Like niggas turn around like, what that nigga just said? And I knew right there I wasn't tripping about how it made me feel. And then the last Mardi Gras before the pandemic came, I had a t-shirt made. I hit my little stroll up St. Charles. I ain't make it to Orleans and Claiborne that day. Put my little rag around my neck, and everybody was, man, let me see this shirt with them, you know. I was like, it works.
Yeah, that's it.
Then the pandemic hit, and then we went into a whirlwind, right?
Yeah.
But that September in the pandemic, you know, something told me paint it on the canvas. Somebody bought it. One sold, another one sold. Next thing you know, I was like, I'm gonna do 50 of them. All 50 sold. And then now it's, you know, billboards. Here.
How the fuck you get to the billboards?
Shout out to my guy over at on Rampart. What a billboard is on Rampart and Esplanade. There's a restaurant opening called Habana Outpost. It's real popular in Brooklyn.
All right.
And he's opening a location there. And my man asked me, he was like, man, I got a billboard. Do you want to, you know, get at it? You got something to put on it? And I said, yeah. And I did it. I didn't mean to do it. The opportunity came to me. I could have put anything on it.
Yeah.
I could have put the Past Cats Noir on. I could have put anything on that billboard, but I put Beaucoup Power up there. And then I just started a whole new level of it. So all of it was organic. I didn't try to make it be anything. Like I wrote it, and shit was gold.
That was God.
It's always God.
That was God.
It's always God.
So hold on, wait. Because I got. First of all, I'm driving and I see the billboard. I'm in the car with my wife. I was like, Phips? And she was like, who is that?
Oh,
That's my man's.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hold on, you ain't answered. I need to know what's your favorite beat you made.
Favorite beat I made?
Yes.
Fuck. That y'all know about. Favorite beat I made that y'all know about.
And can we get the exclusive? I need the folder that's because he you said that like it's a ton of shit out there that.
Bro, you know, I've been making music since 1998.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been recording music since 1998.
So
that's when I started making beats.
So all right, the favorite one we know about.
I'm gonna say Bieber Bill. One, because it changed my life. Two, it was such a simple beat, and I really get off on how the most simple things work, like Beaucoup Power, right? Prioritize for sure, because that was the New York night at BB King's. You know, I went like here, and then when I did Prioritize, it was like, all right, nigga. Oh, like it was just my mark was just going up and up and up the chart. But then it got like Avowal. I love Avowal. I really love the joint I did called Feel Good. You know,
who made Three the Hard Way?
I made that.
You made that? That shit.
Ski let me get it at. I made that on Ski setup.
That shit.
And I was honored, man, because that's fucking Ski beats. He literally got out of his chair and just told me, yo, go ahead and do you right quick. So I made that on Ski equipment. But there was one I was about to say. It's on tip of my tongue. I said, Feel Good, Godfather 4.
Godfather 4.
Spitter.
What that song?
Spitter and Action Bronson.
Oh, okay.
Driving Theater.
Okay.
Godfather 4. I made that in my son bedroom in nigga town. Yeah, y'all don't know that song?
I can't hear it.
Right.
Well, then you've never heard it.
Okay.
If you can't hear it, then you've never heard it.
Damn.
Yeah, Godfather 4, because I played pretty much everything on there. Like I started with a very simple sample, and I just layered the sample and layered the sample and layered the sample. And to the point where I was able to take the sample out and you didn't even know it. You didn't even know. It's one of the biggest sounding beats I ever made. Godfather 4.
I'm bumping as soon as we get out.
I always forget to say that I got a song with Action Bronson on it. When people ask me who I work with, I never say that. I gotta remember that.
Oh, but Action cold. I love Action Bronson. Like he called flat early for his voice and shit, but to me, like
Action nice.
To me, him and Ghostface is like totally.
Oh, it's night and day. Ghostface one of my top.
Yes,
you know,
same.
Yeah, he one of my top.
All right, hold on. Since we there, Since we there, give me your top. Give me your top. I don't know what 5, 10, however you mean you can.
I got a top 7.
All right.
Nas first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
Nas is the pinnacle.
He's the greatest.
Yeah. But he's standing on the shoulders of Slick Rick because, and not to say Slick Rick is in my top, but Slick Rick he's a foundational MC. Like he is the first coolest rapper that there ever was.
All right.
And everybody, if you got Jury on,
you got it from him.
Not that you got it from him, but he was just, you know what I mean? He the one that took it there with Jury. So whatever you're doing, it's coming off the Slick Rick tree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then just the coolest voice, like, you know, the whole nine. And Nas is just cool. If Nas never dropped the album before, Nas was still gonna be probably one of the coolest niggas that ever, because he's just, you know,
a fresh nigga too.
Yeah, all that. He's just like a cool nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like he brings cool to the table. You know what I mean? Like with no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like status didn't matter. The nigga literally, his first album is still one of the best shits that ever came in hip hop. And I don't know if y'all listening to Nas right now.
Oh, yes, indeed.
This Magic album, King's Disease 1 and 2 is dope as fuck. But what he's doing on this Magic album, fam, this is one of the first albums in a long time that I listened to, that the album got better as I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's sequenced very well.
All that, man. The nigga rhyme sequences is like, I can't, and I'm a big memorizer of rap. I cannot memorize these verses yet.
All right.
Yeah, the flows are complex. I love it.
We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago in here. Like I was telling my partner Chris, who usually here, like Nas is my GOAT. Like Nas is the bar.
We don't get better than Nas to me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I got more niggas for different reasons, because you know.
My fault, Coach.
After that, I gotta say Outkast as a whole.
Okay, I like that.
I don't separate the two.
collectively.
right?
You
Yeah.
can't separate them, dog.
Even when Big Boy drop his own album, it's still from that tree, you know. And really, I could say the whole Dungeon fan, but Outkast is literally the greatest thing that ever happened to any genre of music.
Wow.
Agreed. Best group ever.
Best group ever from any genre of music. Because there's not an area that they didn't touch musically.
It's nothing that they can't do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And because like there weren't enough words to describe what Andre 3000 even is.
Alien.
You understand what I'm saying?
ATL alien.
He's
Yeah, and his right hand man is Big Boy. And say was nigga. You could fan out about the enigmatic qualities of Andre all you want, but everything that's nailed to the ground, that's worth anything, is Big Boy.
Yeah.
Like what you call him represent. Andre represent the heights. Big Boy represent the fucking concrete.
Yes.
That you stand on. That
Yes.
nigga hard, bro.
Say, bro.
That nigga hard, bro. So Outkast, you know what I'm saying?
I get so mad when niggas don't give Big his credit.
I don't
bro.
even listen to nigga. I don't even get mad.
I
Just stop
bet,
listening to him. Because you ain't, you know, you just picking cherries off the top. That's the niggas that used to take the marshmallows out of the Captain Crunch and just leave the rest of the bag. You know what I'm saying?
I need a Dungeon Family like documentary. Like,
There is
They
one.
got one
Wait.
on Netflix.
Oh boy.
Netflix.
I wasn't told.
You wow.
Hey,
I
that
wasn't
bitch
told.
hard
You
too.
wow. I watched that thing so many times.
Hey,
All right, hey, bro.
You wow.
life changing. Life
I
changing.
bet.
Real shit.
Got homework tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, real. You ain't never seen it?
Yeah,
yet?
it's on Netflix.
Oh man, that bitch cold, son.
So we got Nas, we got Outkast, we got Ghostface Killer.
Yes. What about Ghostface? Like, can you tell us? You know.
You know how you shake your taste words?
Yes.
That nigga taste words. And he said it in his Drink Champs interview. He put words together just because they sound good. And it sounds so wild. You think you just don't understand what he's talking about. But he really not talking about nothing. He's putting it like it's literal word play. Like the kid with the pot on his head again. Like no matter how wild that may look to you, that kid is genuinely having fun. And Ghostface is genuinely playing with words. And it's just like say scientific, my hand kissed it, robotilistic, optimistic. You probably missed it. Watch me dolly dick it.
Yeah.
Like, that meant nothing, but it sound fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to the point where like it really creates his own world.
Right.
And he's the most colorful person on the mic in Wu-Tang Clan. I think he probably got the longest discography out of everybody. He consistently dropped albums that all had this like sound to it. You know, Fish Scale, Bulletproof Wireless, you name it. Like, of course, Supreme Clientele is at the pinnacle.
Oh, all
of it,
right, all right.
But like, you know, Ghost is just like, he's just wow with it. And he's a rapper after my own heart because he truly plays with the craft.
Yeah.
Like the cool part is secondary. The cool part is almost like a fixed constant. It's we're not even focused on the fact that bitch, I was cool when I walked in here. Watch what I do.
Yeah.
Like, and he get in there and just dance all over shit. And he got a real formula. You know what I mean? Like, and he's still doing it.
You got a favorite Ghostface song?
I could easily say Nutmeg, but Mighty Healthy. Both hands crusty. Chilling with my man Rusty Low Down. Blew off the burner kind of dusty. The world can't go touch gold perfect taste. Man, come on, bro.
No, when that man said you got that right, I fuck
fans. Yeah. One of my favorite lines off that album, man, off of that fucking Apollo Kids, man. The heavy rain fucked my kicks up. Wasn't looking. Splashed in the puddle. Bitch laughed first, always beat the bitch up. Like he be popping shit. Like I don't know. I just love him so much. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So you got Nas, you got Outkast, you got Ghostface, you got Scarface.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes. Brad.
We got Scarface. Scarface represent much like Big Boy the concrete. Like that nigga he the bottom line to me. Like if your granddaddy rode around bumping Bobby Blue Bland, I'm gonna be riding around bumping that face when I won't be old man yacked out, velour jogging suit with the gold chains on. I'm riding around bumping Scarface, telling these young niggas, y'all don't know nothing about that. Yeah, that's Scarface. And when you listen to the music and what he's putting into it, the musicality of it, because when it comes to the South, you know, we fuck with real instruments. And when you just be listening to the production and shit and how his flow, he not just rhyming, he's playing an instrument with his voice. That strain he put on his voice, it has its own weird rhythm and melody to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like he almost never just saying words. He's delivering them bitches in the most rhythmic, melodic way a nigga from Houston could do. And just, you know, content wise, I appreciate his transparency about like his mental state and just the real shit in life. And he'll give you some gangster shit, but then he will also tell you how, you know, like on that not the Diary, but the Untouchable album, they smart. You niggas better watch y'all ass. Like he was always informing us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I like how he inform us. And I like rappers that give a healthy code on how to operate as a man. Because a lot of that grew me up. I'm glad we had rappers, and at least in my era, that was telling niggas the truth about life. When you ain't get it from every nigga that old head that was around you. Right. Not that my daddy was slow enough, but that was just certain things he covered. He ain't covered the whole spectrum from me. My daddy wasn't, you know, he was working the post office. He wasn't no gangster per se. But you know, but I lived in New Orleans in the 90s. I needed to know about some gangster shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and so you was able to grasp that from people like Scarface. So you got Nas, you got Outkast, you got Ghostface Killer, you got Scarface. Damn, who is my fifth?
Wait, favorite Scarface song?
Scarface song. That's tough, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one that I throw on all the fucking time when I'm about to like crank it up for the night. That fucking Big Dog Status.
Big Dog Status.
I got Big Dog Status. I got Big Dog. Yeah. Like I rolled over rodents and rovers with rims on them. Now that's what an alliteration. What you call that? Yeah, alliteration. Like just come on, man. Yeah, like, he get it to you, dog. He just got songs that again they taste good to sing them with him. You know, like I don't know. You know, they small Southside. I bumped that a lot. Of course, Mary Jane hard. I mean, we go on Fuck Faces. You know, I want your life. I don't want your money. I want your life. You know what I'm saying? He like his capacity to go dark in such an artistic way. It's one thing to just say some shit just for the sake of saying it, but anything you do, if you do it with some art to it, I fucking value it.
Okay.
Juvie.
Okay.
Juvie, dog.
Okay.
Juvie. Specifically Soldier Rags and 400 Degrees Juvie. On some MC shit, I don't think the world even understand. I think they missed it.
They did.
Like if you go back and listen to Soldier Rags and the rhyme schemes and the shit he's saying, how he's saying it, it's every bit of, it's like rap from another planet. Like because BG was wild with it too for Chava City and It's All on You 1 and 2. He was really in his bag, and Soulja Slim. Specifically from what I was told, if you listen to the rhyme scheme versus the beat on From What I Was Told, man, that nigga was dancing on the bitch like the beat wasn't even there, dog.
Yeah,
but he did it conversationally, like Juve. Like Juve is very conversational.
Right.
So like, you know, when you asked me who my sound was, I forgot to tell you that component of when I said Nas from Holly Grove, because Juve spoke our language the way we actually talked. He put it in a song just like that. That's what high is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's conversational. We fuck with it because nigga, that's what we sound like.
Right.
You know, no disrespect to, you know, a lot of what P did, but it never did reflect the everyday culture of what we was doing in New Orleans. Mostly because P just wasn't here.
Yeah.
But like, nigga, Cash Money for sure, but Juvie in particular, conversationally, like the shit Juvie say, it sound like you was in front of big mans and that whole ep just happened.
Yeah.
Whatever he just said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like how he played with words, man, that nigga's fucking Juve fucking hard, bro. Nigga, Juve fucking hard. Like I put Juves up there, especially that era of Juve, up against a lot of niggas. Because you can't even do it because what we brought to the game, just New Orleans period, specifically how Juve get down, that you can't even hold a candle to that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like because the patois comes off in it, it's just authentically New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like raw, raw, raw. I'm talking about Louisiana, eating the hot side of the sandwich on Louisiana LaSalle. Like it smell like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he get on, I can't explain that enough.
I feel you.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
I
think
can't.
I think we can understand what you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
400 Degrees. That's actually the first album I ever owned.
So I respect
Yeah.
400 Degrees because it was the polished version of Soldier Rags. But I always like the raw version of anything.
I think Soldier Rags is better.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's what I'm telling you. That's why I said I like the raw version. So like the world has never heard the original version of Pilot Talk
Okay.
when it was all samples. Dude. The album y'all got was everything that got replayed.
Damn.
Whole nother album.
Damn.
Whole nother, like, what's this? Hold On. That
Mhm.
was on Pilot Talk too.
Yeah.
What y'all heard was the replay. That's when the senseis replayed all that shit. The sample I chopped up, they used my drums though. But the sample I chopped up for that bitch, the bitch just got like a more raw. Like, it's almost like, it's almost like wearing a rubber band knot. That pussy always feel better raw, dog.
My fault.
You good. And that's what it sounds like. It's just better. It's the bitch just better, dog. The bitch got grit. The bitch will make you ball your face up way more. And everybody caught, like, you got that band version, so it's live and it's smooth. I hope Ski Bees got that and could release it one day, because that motherfucker, whole nother album, dog. Yo, I guarantee you the world would have loved it just as much, but they would have revered that version of the album all the way there.
Even with somebody like Currency, like, I feel like it took a while for people to catch on. And I think he even talks about it now, how
He
stuff
knew
that
it.
he been did,
He knew it would be like that.
and people will go back and listen to it, right? Because I think his rhyme pattern is different.
Definitely.
Like
He got a beautiful mind too.
Yeah.
He wasn't, so when we was in Gifted together. That nigga was a gifted student. Wayne was a gifted student. Mac was a gifted student. Everybody went to Mac, man. We all know Cortez. All of us was in Gifted.
Damn. I mean, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I see it.
All of us was in Gifted.
You got a favorite spitter song?
I got a couple. You know, the nigga catalog is vast.
Yeah.
One that I play a lot is I Ain't Always Had Paper, But I've Been Real. I forgot what album that was on because the nigga got 1 million of, but that one is in my like songs on Spotify. Wave Race, the one we did together, that was on. I forgot what tape he put it on. That bitch hard. There's tons of them, bro.
Was he recording at this pace back? You know what I'm saying, back then?
He was getting. It started with the mixtape machine thing he was doing, the monthly mixtape a month.
Yeah.
That's what started him doing this, because he saw what happens when he did.
Okay.
So, because I don't want to say, I won't say the nigga's a lazy nigga, but he just like to do things when he feels like it. And he a nigga that could cut shit off and cut it on. And it's just from my time observing him. He not saying what he's seeing. He just seeing it and just taking it in and probably cracking a joke in the process. Like, the nigga is way more intelligent than anybody probably has ever realized or even talk about. Nigga's very intelligent. Much weed as he smoke, he's always on point. He sees everything.
Yeah.
And it comes out in the music. You can't output that much and not be redundant.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not recycling lines. Like, and then when he goes to write, man, then give you a verse like it ain't nothing. I remember when we did Prioritize, man, that nigga was dusting me on the pen.
For real.
Fucking right. I felt it. I was like, man, that nigga. And I saw that nigga get up going in the mic. I said, motherfucker. I was like, man, but that's how you get good. That's how you get better. That's how you drive each other, because seeing niggas going hard. And I remember being in that pocket. Well, I was writing so much, man. I remember I did a song, Inside Looking Out. That motherfucker wrote itself on Everything I Love.
Damn.
That fucking pen was just moving. I literally said it to the niggas in the room. It was me, Ski, it was Merc, and one of his partners. And I was writing that bitch while the beat was playing. I'm literally writing. And I said out loud while I'm writing, I said, man, this fucking song writing itself. I wrote that bitch so swift. But it's a pocket my nigga Spitter is in.
Yeah.
And he ain't never left that bitch.
Like
And it's so refined now, he knows how to return to it whenever he feels like. He'll chill for days or weeks and then be like, it's time to go to the yo. It's your time. Cut the yo time on. Boom, we here. All right, I'm here. I'm gonna knock out 4 or 5 of these bitches. 2 or 3 of these bitches.
Was you always originally set to be on Prioritize? Like, was you set to rap on it?
That the way we create, nothing is set.
Okay.
We just get up and do shit.
I feel you.
Like we ain't used to talk. Like it be tripping me out sometimes when I'll be around another artist and they want to discuss the song.
Yeah.
Nigga, we ain't talk about nothing.
Yeah.
Like I heard Supply the same day y'all heard it.
Wow.
After we did Molotov Cocktail, that was a session. You could look at Nip came that night too, because they did the other song for Smokey Robinson. I recorded that. And I recorded both of them. Spitter was in there writing. And Wiz came in. Wiz was like, add 2 more bars to that second verse. So I'm writing something now it could fit on there. And that's how he hopped on Molotov Cocktail. Like that shit just happens. Like Ski got off the and Spitter was like, Phips, you got some beats? That was like the second beat I put on. And he started writing. And then I started writing. Like there was no permission. There was no preordained, prearranged. And niggas get in there and get it done and walk away. Like we don't even discuss what you finna talk about. What you finna talk about. Yeah. If I got a hook, I step to the mic and I drop a hook. It's like we niggas wasn't in there thinking. We was doing.
It's all organic.
That's the only way we know how to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah. I think you were talking about it earlier about how important it is to be in those rooms. Just being in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can just
I call it the art of hanging out. You gotta know how to even arrive to those spaces.
Like the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I like that.
Yeah, the art of hanging out. I learned that from just again by osmosis. But you know, I started to figure out that you just align yourself, you know, and what's supposed to happen gonna happen. Y'all read the book The Alchemist?
Yeah.
You talk about that book all that.
Yeah, that's The Alchemist. I am Santiago. My whole career was get up and sell your sheep and go to head to the desert. I left the barbershop and I walked towards wherever the light was.
Did you ever feel like at some point where it didn't look like in the book where it was points where he was like he didn't know he should be doing this, he should go back to get his flock. Whoop-de-woo. Was there ever a point like that?
Till this day. Till this day. You don't never know what a ship going to a large degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You start to learn the waters and you navigate them, but it's always like some uncertainty. Like life happened like this, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it was always, I didn't do this with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
I didn't do it was like, I'm brave and I'm going after my dream. It was like, just, nigga, I did everything. Slept in airports. I didn't went for broke more than 5 times. Like I didn't, you know, and I used to be on, like I was Smokers Club tour. I wasn't on that tour. But you would think I was. I used to fly because I wasn't on the tour, so they didn't have a spot for me on the bus.
Damn.
Sometimes I could hop to another city, other times I couldn't. But it was just like I would just walk through open doors. Even if they wasn't open, I would just go to a door, see if it's open. You know what I'm saying? I would just show up. That's how the New York thing happened. I showed up and I just trusted that. I didn't even give it I never even considered nothing happened. I never considered what would happen. I just knew to go.
That's fire. That's dedication though.
Yeah.
That's dedication to the dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people give up on their dream so easily or they get deterred from it.
I'm not down with the give up thing. It's like get busy living or get busy dying. You know, you gotta move in this. You gotta move towards something in this life. You know, and like, I mean, because I'm gonna quit and do what?
Right.
There's no like
Right.
better version. You just about to literally just get on some different shit. And then wherever that go, it go.
You also get out what you put in. I mean, you keep going.
Well,
you know,
actually, you get out way more than you put in. And most people don't understand it. Like, yes, you do have to put in a lot of work and sometimes feel like you It's like that's what I used to hate about eating crawfish when I was little. I was like, we did all that work for that little piece of meat. But the shit come back to you in ways that you never even want to understand it. Like I just wanted to rap and kind of be known for it. I didn't have a dollar amount I wanted, nothing like that. But I've gained so much more. Like when he just said Santiago, they said it's treasure.
Yeah.
Like that they never defined what his treasure was. And never in his wildest dreams did he think he would turn into the wind.
Yeah.
Bro. You don't even understand. You think you want $1 million.
Say, bro.
But it literally might be an infinite amount of riches available to you. And every time I took a chance to go do something and went after something, I was always rewarded tenfold. And it did, and I'm not talking monetarily, because I've made way more money off art than I've ever made off music. But just off relationships alone. Like the relationships I made, and that was the beautiful thing about being a blog era artist. We also firsthand experience. We was the first people to experiment with the power of social media. I used to link with people, but when I was doing those tours, like just hopping in cities and stuff, I never been to Norfolk. I don't know a motherfucker there. I got on Twitter, whoa, who in Norfolk? I need a ride from the airport. This was like first day Twitter shit, right?
Yeah.
Some nigga named Nick. I got you. We got in the DM. I was like, look, I landed at this time. We're just gonna, the mall gonna be closed. So look, I need a size 36 Levi's, a pair of red Chucks, and a pack of white tees, because I'm going straight to the show. Because they drove me from, I think I flew into whatever's neighboring, what is Newport News or something. I think I flew into Newport News and they drove me to Norfolk or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And man, the daddy had my shit. I popped him off, threw him something on top of what he had paid for it. And it was just like a lot of good faith things happening that I couldn't believe. But much like the book, when you get to certain places, things just open up, things come together, things happen for you. And most people be scared to try shit because they think they're gonna fail. And I could literally tell from my experience, I've succeeded way more than I've failed. And not because of luck, because that's how it works.
Yeah, I was supposed to hear this today.
Yeah.
Nah.
We all, that's why we here. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
man.
Like, bro, look, when we was having this conversation, you asked me what I wanted to talk about. I was like, I won't talk about everything.
Yeah, we could do. I like talking about everything because everything be mattering, especially with a nigga like me. Because like I was saying, as far as my process, I pull from everything.
Yeah.
That's why I always see like gold in situations. So most situations people walk away from, wouldn't fuck with or even think something's there.
Yeah.
And there's always something to pull from a moment. I literally to this day, I pick up furniture off the sidewalk and refurbish it and sell it. I got a butcher block in my yard right now. I'm about to strip down and a chair.
Me and Lito talked about this, and I've been talking about like rhythm is a very, very important thing. I think New Orleans is probably the most rhythmic place you can probably be, and the people. It's not really the place itself. I think it's more so the people.
It's always the people.
Yeah, like the people create the culture. The people have established it.
Culture.
Exactly. Like I think you're the most defined person when I even thought about this conversation. Like everything you've talked about has had a reason or some sort of beginning of your rhythm, like a beginning and it's a continuation. And it has its ebbs and flows and it continues on. And you may not know what necessarily is going to come from it, but it's moving towards something that you necessarily want. I think that's paramount. I think that's crazy to even think about. And then you even talk about this book that I've been trying to get Lito and other people to read, but for you to even bring it up, like it makes sense. It makes sense the way you think and the way things happen.
So I heard there's this book. I mean, not a book. I'm sorry. There's this movie called Waking Life, and it's very difficult to explain the plot, but it was just like different scenes with these different random people who were just saying the most profound shit I've ever heard in my motherfucking life. And there was one dude in that bitch that said, "Remain in constant departure while always arriving."
All right.
To this day, and this was about 20 years ago. Because it was around when I had my daughter. Before I had my daughter 20 now. That's when I heard that. If the world we live in is false and nothing is true, then anything is possible.
Damn.
So think about that. That goes back to my schooling, because while I went to McMahon, I was in gifted school, or gifted program. I literally had the worst GPA in my class. I graduated with a D average. I refused to do work, and I resisted what they was teaching us because it was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to bang on it or be super hard. It was just, I basically simply, once I realized Santa Claus wasn't real, I was like, then what is?
Nothing.
I didn't trip that Santa Claus wasn't real. My whole thing was, what is? You know, and I was always kind of looking for the missing note and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I eventually started to find that motherfucker. And
So
that's when Nesbitt Phips became somebody.
how did you? All right, I'm listening to that. I'm listening to what is right. I remember, again, we had this conversation before we started recording. But I remember when Black Man for Sale came up.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember how powerful the music felt to me. And like, not in a corny type, you know what I'm saying? Like, just on some real shit. Like, this is real music.
Yeah.
Like, it was very, you in general are very melodic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you harmonize in a way that's not.
I use my voice as an instrument.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what made you want to make that album?
It's so I was at 83C with my homie on vacation. It was up, bro. Me and him was out in Atlanta at 83C. I was out there with my manager Matthew Moses, and we went over to DTP Studios, and my dude DJ Fu was engineering over there. That's why that's the night I met one of my close friends, Red. What's up, Red? Me and him performed on a set. That was the first time I met her. Then I get over to the studio, she over there, and you got all of the 29 kids over there, Jace and all them boys. And it was a session with just mad niggas in that bitch. And Fool was just playing beats. And I kind of like bulldogged the session a little. Cause like, and that was one of them nights when everybody was writing, and they was also more asking me what I'm writing while I'm writing type shit. And I'm looking at this nigga like nigga,
Fuck you doing this?
Like, let me finish writing, my nigga. You're here when I drop it type shit. And like, you know, when I got in the booth and did what I did on the song, like some people just left. I don't know why. I don't want to act like I was killing it or whatever, but I had set the tone. And like either
what song was
with it. That was a song that it was me, Mike Floss, and I forgot who else was on it. That one never came out. It was All That I Want, something like that. I did a hook on it. But then came another song afterwards, which was Bang Bang.
Bang Bang.
And because by the time me and Mike were done with that song, most of the niggas had left the studio. And it was just a handful of us. And then me and Mike did Bang Bang. And when I left Atlanta, I listened to them two songs the whole way back. And when I was riding a rental. And when I left Atlanta, Fool hit me up. It was like, yo, that second song we did, he was like, let's make more shit like that. And that's how Bang Bang was became.
I won't say Bang Bang is my favorite song on that on the project.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not fair though. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the whole project in general, but like Bang Bang is fucking hard.
That's fair to have one. It's an important project. It was more defining to people. You can't control how people receive something, but people think I just want to talk about black shit all day. Like people think I'm a conscious rapper, and you know, and there's so much more than Nesbitt Phips. Like people, like somebody trying to collab with me right now. He was like walking on eggshells about what to send me. Cause yo, I know you like that. You know, you're conscious. I'm like, fam, I could be what I am, but you be who you are. We could still both do music.
Right.
Like I started 0017, and don't nobody in 0017 talk about nothing I talk about.
Nothing.
But it all went well. If you listen on my SoundCloud, the first project we did was Holly Grove Ain't Enough. I'm still uniquely me, and everybody else is uniquely them. And that's just how I approach music. Like, if we're gonna do it together, be completely who you are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely who I am, and it's just gonna work. Just trust me. You know what I'm saying? And I constantly be having to, like, you know, instruct people who be trying to work with me who don't get it. Only a handful of people get it.
Do you feel like people do that in general though? Like,
Wow.
Well, not necessarily with you, but just anything in general.
Yeah,
like,
people got a templated way of looking at life.
Yeah.
Most people do. Most people don't think for themselves. This is why, you know, you have one CDO and Beaucoup employees. Not that employees don't think for themselves, but y'all get my point. Like, you know, like most people aren't thought leaders. That's just not how leadership works.
Right.
That's not how influence works, you know. So
how did the 017 thing come together?
well, I came home off the road. Like I said, I think I mentioned that earlier before we started. When I came home from touring and stuff, and I really got it in with my kids, and I landed back in the 17. I was a block away from the graveyard off of Carrollton, and I was on Hickory Street. And my cousin Izzo, he was traveling around a lot with Mac and them, with Young Money. And he was, you know, he played Canadian football, and he got his business deal, and he tore his Achilles. And we used to see each other in the airport all the time. And he had an apartment in the French Quarter. He was the first black person to live in the Pont Tower building right next to Jackson Square. Yeah. And that's where I set up my equipment there when I returned home. And I was just working there, and he would just bring people through. And he brought Ream and Easy Money. And the title track, 017, when they laid it down, shout out to DJ Wiley Sparks. I got it from a folder of samples, or just like samples to sample from. The bed of music that I had played that Reem and Easy rapped on. It was like some symphony orchestra type of shit, and everybody was listening. And like the whole time, I was saying to myself, it sounded like some 017 shit. But I know I'm saying I'm saying it sound like 007, but just how my mind works, I flip shit like 017. It's all 17 wall niggas in here. And then when somebody said, man, this bitch sound cold, bro. This bitch sound like James Bond 007. I said, nah, this 017 shit. And the whole room just looked at each other like,
oh, we got one.
Like, yeah. Oh. And just like Black Man for Sale went from one thing to another. 017 came before Black Man for Sale. But right. Again, organically, how things come together, 17 songs later, you know.
I saw your Facebook the other day. Looked like y'all was shooting something, or you were shooting something on I won't say it was probably like
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shooting. Shout out to Stacey Muhammad. She's right now she's directing Queen Sugar. She did season 2 of Power, Blackish, some other things. Mac Main alumni, New Orleans native. We were shooting this show she directing called On the Road. Yeah, and it's like a interview style show with performances and stuff. Me, Pell, Sleazy, I know Jamal Baptiste and his band. That's who was backing us. A couple artists. Yeah.
Why isn't there a studio? Why isn't there there's so many movies, there's so many artistic people to hear? Like, why isn't there like a New Orleans?
There's Second Line Studios around the corner.
I mean, talking
about a film studio?
Yeah, but like
the tax credit moved.
Yeah.
So that's why Second Line Studios even became a thing, because the money and the incentives were here. Yeah. And then that shit shifted. I believe when we went from Democrat to Republican power in the city, and they fucked the tax credits up, and then Georgia wound up taking advantage of that. That's why so much shit is getting shot in Georgia right now, because they got what we had right after Katrina and shit. But Anthony Mackie just bought 20 acres.
And I feel like the city should have doubled that investment. And then
when
he bought that, I feel like the city should have reinvested.
Nah.
You don't want to? You wouldn't?
Fuck the city. The city's ownership doesn't do anything for us. It's great that Anthony.
Oh, for sure.
So it's somebody from the city should have matched them. Fuck the city.
Yeah.
Bro. The city don't get involved in that. That's not what the city do.
No, I'm just saying I would have, just like land grants happen in Georgia, right?
Yeah, land grants. That's why we make money, right? We don't wait for it to drop out of the sky. And while those opportunities are there,
there's like a shit ton of money available in New Orleans. That's the only reason I bring it.
Everything is available. It just don't get funneled to the right place. Yeah. But what's more likely to happen? That same funds, the same amount available is available for you to go make if you create the right business structure to make that money flow your way.
True.
And the amount of time you spend trying to get that money from said grant or anything else, you could generate it in a for-profit manner. That's what Beaucoup power is.
True.
That's why I refuse to make this a nonprofit. This is for a profit. I want to show you a living example of what that power looks like. I respect that there's grant money out there. Go ahead, get it.
Right.
But I don't want 501(c)(3) this shit. You know, I'll do that for like the profits eventually will go to that because I want to do a lot of things with literacy with kids. But you know, I'm doing it on purpose to show that, nigga, you could take what you got and the money that you hope comes from some outside entity. See, I'm not a fan of hoping money comes from an outside entity, but that's what that is, right? Because there's money over there, we're gonna try to, you know, we're gonna make it come our way by way of appealing to whatever grant, whatever, and that's cool if you do that. But the transformative thing for me and what I try to like share with niggas around my way in the hood, just everybody I talk to, is if you just build the right business structure, the coins will fall in your bucket.
Truthfully.
You understand what I'm saying? And not as your money, because no money comes like a grant without a contingency.
Yeah. Everything is attached to something.
All right, but if I'm making my own, what's attached to it?
You can't tell me nothing.
Because this, and I was just telling my daughter this morning, it's not about money, it's about
power
and position.
Yeah.
Because you could have power but be sitting in jail because of your position, like El Chapo, you know, or fucking Pablo Escobar. Once a nigga got him, you know, once the game became he was on the run, you want to remain in control,
right?
And and operate in a manner where ain't nobody coming for you if you try to fuck with you in a significant manner. You know what I'm saying? So, and you could put a ceiling over your head if you go over here and get this free money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm doing this as a living example to show people, you know, that you could turn up on anything.
So in your opinion, like for instance, like logistically speaking, I know you said like we're not looking for handouts, right? So do you feel like the city of New Orleans has let its residents down, or its residents just hasn't, I don't know, like picked up the baton to be as entrepreneurial as they should be?
All right, it's not that the city is letting us down.
Okay.
The city operates like it always has. And the people in the city are operating like they always have. A handful of people are recognizing and it's probably the proper amount that would rise in any group. There's always going to be somebody that gets in and makes a move and is somewhere, if not on top, close to the top. But now we're in a time where we got way more access to information and resources. Technically, anybody can turn up. Get your LLC together. I started my business in my drawers at home on the computer. It doesn't take much. You can start a business way faster than you can get a fucking job. Anybody can do this. And by not enabling ourselves and taking advantage of this shit, like, we chapping ourselves. I don't think it's a city's job to save anybody. I'm not one of those people that feel like the city saves, can save anybody. It's not even their job. That's not their purpose, to save people. There's never been a city in America that was like, man, we're here to, not in practice, in theory, they might say that, like the police say they protect and serve.
Right.
Like, I don't frame my things up like that. So, like, I remember when they was mad when they was like, they was gonna start making people get permits for pop-ups. Everybody was like, oh man, people ain't got no money. Man, a permit costs like $100-$200, my nigga. Shut the fuck up. Like, you got on ones right now. What them is, the Yeezys? Come on, man. You got a permit on your feet.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got one of these, you don't argue about $100 permit. If anything, it makes you legitimate now. And most people think, and this is, I hate to use this example because it's cliche, but on some rich dad, poor dad shit, most people think it's advantageous to hide money from the government that you making.
Yeah.
But you can't, that's a short play.
Yeah.
That's just money in your pocket right now. Everybody know money ain't really worth nothing if it ain't moving. Money like water. If water sits still, mosquitoes don't come. You got to keep water moving. If you make water move, nigga, you could get electricity. You know what I'm saying? Like but that's having that intelligence and understanding, just knowing how money works. And most people say things like, this is what the school should teach. Nah, nigga, this is what, especially as Black people, because I speak from that platform only. This should be the conversation in our home.
Right.
Fuck what the school talking about.
Right.
I don't believe it's the school's job to educate us. School is indoctrination. It's not education. That's two different things. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Anybody who says that what the school should be teaching about taxes. No, nigga, your daddy should. When he's doing them, you should sit there with him.
Facts. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And because really, again, the world is ruled by families in the form of corporation, and we don't value family no more. But we could get super deep on that shit. But that's what Beaucoup power is. Like the black family is Beaucoup power, my nigga. Like if you ain't got a family with a fucking mission and a direction and like in a trajectory, you're gonna fail. And that's what's failing us more than the city is ever doing. Because if we really, the city is there at our mercy. It's there to serve us if we make it. It's not put there intentionally. We're literally like, okay, Trail ain't gonna do nothing we don't ask her to do. And even when you ask her, she ain't gonna do it. But that's for enemy. You take her out, put Sidney Bartholomew in. Take him out, put Mark Murray in. Like the city always been fucked up. Right. It's fucked up now, but nigga 94 was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I see why people be banging on it, and I ain't saying she's the best, but I don't think she's the worst neither. She's just a fucking politician.
Right.
And everybody looks outside of themselves for situations to be fixed. I remember being in Harrell, and that's my home park. I come up in Harrell, and the park was filthy one day. I went to go run one morning. And not once did I think
I can pick up this trash.
Well, no, that's what I did.
Okay.
But not once did I think the city wrong, they need to come do something about this. Nah, nigga. People you can fix your problem yourself.
This is our neighborhood.
This is mindset. And you know what I did? I found a garbage bag. I don't even know. I don't know how I found garbage bags out there. I literally did not work out. I cleaned up the fucking park. And 20 minutes into me doing it, the other people out there working out, they started helping.
That's how I go.
You know what I'm saying? And what I did show, I didn't complain about what the city should do. When I did post about it, I just showed. I was like, look, man, this is what I saw. This is what I did. Now look at the park. This is how life works.
All right. So I know you probably won't talk music and art, but he already started. No,
we here.
So he already started. So all right. Just like, all right, there's this dude and he has a tuxedo shop on. Again, I'm not from New Orleans, so I'm trying to think of streets. But he's been here for a long time.
All in the clip on?
Are you talking about
the Rams?
The Rams, yeah.
Shout out to Pills and his brother, man.
So the only reason I even brought him up, one of the he's a photo of a dude that I went to school with. Yeah. And we was chopping it up and I need him to do some pants or whatever. So we went in the back and he's telling me about like how he got started. Yeah. He's saying, hey, yeah, I did this. An old Jewish lady taught me how to sew. Yeah. And he's breaking down like, oh man, yeah, Jews, you were all around here, whoop de whoop. Like,
they used to own all the clothing stores.
Right. They would do all the tailoring. Like for Easter Sundays, you go spend $100, they'll get you a whole suit, whoop de whoops, tailored straight for you. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right. They always have like Jewish neighborhoods. They always have like Asian neighborhoods, like a Chinatown, Koreatown, or then there's like an Irish part of the city. Like you have all these groups of people that have things, and they're not from, like they weren't natives of America. Right. They came over here in boats. They always had when they got here, they always had their own section. For like us as black people, yeah, of course we were slaves. We don't have that. We don't have certain parts that are,
because we're the only people that came over as cargo.
Yeah.
It's just because how it started. And when we did get our shit, they stepped all on it like an empire. Then we're ants to this culture.
So why don't we still try to build that though? Why can't we? As you said, we don't value family.
We should. Yeah, we 100% should. And this the thing about it. Like the thing about Black Wall Street. They talk about the tragedy in it, but they don't talk about the triumph or the Phoenix moment. Yeah. That it only took like 2 or 3 years to get right back to what it was. And that was by just like an ant. When you fuck up the empire, they immediately start building a new one. And they literally got back to the same principles that got them there before, and it was right back.
Yeah.
You know what took them out after that? Integration and welfare.
Mm. Okay.
So to answer your question, all we gotta do is practice these economic principles, and it literally will happen. That's what every community, every culture does. The Indians, the Arabs, the Asians, when they come, they just practice good money. Excuse me, good economics, and they build.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't because we have a different value system.
Yeah, why do we value clothes and jewelry? And
I mean, there's actually nothing wrong with that.
No,
we're flashy, we're fashionable, we're loud, we're rhythmic, we're all those things. We just missing alliance, unity, and a high standard like economic values. And above all things, you know, we need to return back to our identity.
No, I was just saying, why do we value that more? I mean, that's all. That's all.
The value has lost value.
Mm.
Like a dollar.
Right. And we are what you call marginalized.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's some anomalies, right? There's some people who get out, there's some people that break the glass ceiling. But for the most part, in general, we're marginalized. Yeah. People, this is why renter centers and cash advance places exist, because there are people who do not think beyond the day, let alone the week.
Yeah.
Whereas other people who have sound practices in family and breeding and economics and the whole nine, they have 50 and 100-year trajectories for their family.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's instantaneous to put on Balenciaga and, oh, nigga, I'm rich, I got money. Yeah. Whereas somebody, you know, of another culture buys their Adidas from Costco for $34, and you know, and they living off of trust, and you know, they don't even pay taxes because the home that they live in is a part of a trust that's managed by a corporation. You know what I'm saying? They just got a different system. They tapped in, they leaned in more. We like, man, get the money, spend the money. YOLO.
You can't die with it.
Huh?
You can't die with it.
All those things that they tell themselves. No, you can't die with it, nigga, but you could give it to somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, we just, you know, our principles are messed up because of our paradigm.
Yeah.
And we have the most predators out of any group. We are preyed upon by so many people, including ourselves.
Yep.
Like one thing about white people, the reason why they act the way they act and do the things that they do is because they have no natural predators. So their instincts, this is why they don't get nervous when the police come around, because they don't have a history, a relationship. You know, that shit is almost in our DNA. Like my son is very far. My son don't even use the word nigga. At least I don't think he do. Right? Like we used to say nigga around my people. Like my mom, I was 7, 10 years old and I could use the word nigga freely.
Right.
What I'm getting at is my son is of a whole new generation of access and understanding of the whole nine. And he's very well socialized in very different circles. My son played professional soccer and never even caught the bus, never seen a crack in his life, none of that shit. Still has apprehension around police. My son went to Lusher.
But
still apprehensive.
You know how you say osmosis is that's that same thing as osmosis for that too.
So he comes out of our group.
Yep.
He's lit. My son grew up in Holly Grove when we moved back from Atlanta after the hurricane. My son grew up in Holly Grove. Like but you know, residually those things fall upon you. And like just the simple fact that you got to think about that instead of how can I grow money today or what opportunities could I have for myself today. There's two phases in life. You either in two modes. You're either in protection mode or you're in growth mode. And you can't do both at the same time. We're talking offense and defense. You're playing defense all the time, you can't score. And we in defense mode all the fucking time.
I.e. survival mode.
Survival mode. Yeah, man, defense.
You ever thought about writing a book?
I'm often told that I should. So one thing I am writing is a script. I guess I am writing a book. There's another book that It's gonna be a short book though. It's called Just Make the Sandwich.
That's fire. I like it already.
See, it's called. What you think? What would you think it's about? Just off of hearing
I
that?
feel like it's kind of just saying like whatever it is, just do it.
Take action.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. Not as much happens from thought as it does from movement.
So look, this is the other thing. When you write this book, can you narrate it? You have to narrate the audio version.
I will. I
Yeah,
will. I definitely will. I like audiobook. And like audiobooks is a missed opportunity to make something very exciting in so like the media space. After watching, listening to Will Smith. My kids bought me Will Smith biography for my birthday. Shout out to B Mike for doing that cover. But my homegirl, Dr. Wright, told me to listen to the audiobook, and I'm glad I did because it was a whole nother experience. So I would take you up on that.
Cool. That's how I heard Jay Prince. I listened to Jay Prince's book like that.
That's how you. Oh, all right. You heard his voice like that.
Yeah,
He'd be on Scarface's album too.
It's very menacing, but yeah, I mean that's Jay Prince. Fuck,
Right,
like, so you got any more? We gonna
man. That
all right. I'm saying we here, bro. Like I'm not
I will
tripping.
keep going while you got me. Tomorrow, I promise.
So I got a question. Is there an artist that you've always wanted to work with that you never had the opportunity to, that you may want to reach out to?
Several. Jay Electronica. So we never talked about him when we were talking about my tops, but Jay Electronica, I've been knowing about Jay Electronica since before the hurricane, when he was going by Jaree. And Jay Electronica is at the top of my list. Frank Ocean is at the top of my list. Jay-Z is at the top of my list. Nas used one of my beats in a hook that I wrote. It's unreleased. God, please let it come out on the lost tapes. But his right hand, Gabe, Gabe people from New Orleans, they're from the Lafitte. That's how I wound up getting that opportunity. So I got Nas checked off the list.
Come on, man.
Yeah, bro. When the nigga, because they don't share the music,
Right.
So he had to call me over the phone and let me hear it. I couldn't believe it. And he told me Nas wrote to it 3 different times. He was like, yeah, that nigga, he wrote this song 3 times, man.
We gotta make this shit happen.
Yeah.
I'm about to tweet Nas after this shit, bro. I'm telling you.
But definitely Jay. I said Frank Ocean. Son Little. He's a like sort of a soul singer, bluesy kind of singer. Who I like goes all over the map. I love Little Dragon. Alchemist. I want to work at Alchemist I want to spit on some Alchemist shit. P Rock is one of my favorite producers. I want to spit on his shit. I love to work with the Dungeon Family. I love Griselda, Benny the Butcher for sure.
boom, 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 boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
I could go on. I wouldn't mind doing some shit with Ross. I got some shit that I love Ross to jump on. Who else? Doja Cat's funny as fuck. And she be doing weird shit sometimes, but I love it because she just like authentically herself.
Yeah.
But then, I won't fuck with like the Wiz kids, because I do all genres of music. I'm a producer too, and I play guitar too, so I'm doing a lot of songwriting stuff too. I started doing that before the pandemic, but I go all over the map with who I want to work with. Like it's an endless list.
So I know Black Man for Sale, then Therapy, then what you have anything coming next, like musically, or you started working on it yet? I know you always working. Yeah,
I'm dipping my toe back into the studio since I haven't performed since the pandemic started, and I'm creating some shit. I got this shit with my homegirl Red I mentioned called Miyagi's Backyard. It's y'all familiar with Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah.
Y'all know about his backyard.
Yeah.
So me and her got this thing called Miyagi's Backyard. We got some songs for that. I've been songwriting, singing a little bit. Shout out to my dude Dave State of Mind. He's a Loyola student from Houston. Me and him, we made a record together. I'm playing the guitar on that. Like I'm always just like right now, when I go home today and just all through this weekend, I'm working on turning in some music for this HBO show. So I do a lot of like licensing and film and shit. I did the Marvel show, Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So like licensing is a big part of what I do. Licensing is like To anybody listening, you know, any artists of any genre, your album's cool, but if you go get some shit licensed, my nigga, you talking about a check.
I listened to Vince Staples talk about that.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
yeah.
Shout out to Vince, dog. I would love to work with Vince.
Yeah,
Vince
Vince
is
is dope.
Vince is also one of those beautiful minds.
Vince cerebral
in the
as
culture,
fuck, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he ain't even cerebral. That nigga just he read the room.
yeah.
He ain't it. He's a classic example. All right, if Santa Claus ain't real, if Santa Claus fake, then what's real, my nigga? And that's Vince.
Yeah.
Vince is gonna look. He's just gonna read the room and just tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call him cerebral. That nigga just plain old school truth. He's a simple old man in a young nigga body.
Right. That's a good example.
Yeah.
Yo, you gave me your rappers. So I know you primarily, you know what I'm saying? I know you was on your bullshit, right? Like sneakers. Can you give me your tell you got a top 5 sneakers list?
I think I do. I'm a cross trainer, nigga. Basketball shoes never really used to look good on my feet. I got wide feet, but you know, I'm a cross trainer because I love the Bo Jackson, specifically the black and silver joints with 3-4 on the back, like in the video. I like the other. I think it was not the first pair. I think it was the third pair that was gray, yellow, and black. I had those two. Them bitches was hard. A lot of the Harachis, high top Harachis, I was fucking with that, like the Carnivores or the black and gray classic joints they got in the Harachis, the high tops. There's, you know, the Air Maxes was hard, and I'm a classic guy too. So you know, most of your Adidas, your classic Adidas. I don't like no Adidas that don't got the flower on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All them new Adidas I don't really fuck with. I mean, shout out to Yeezy for your success, but I don't wear those.
That's the only
pair
That's
that I
it.
was going.
I respect it. It's just, you know, my fashion stopped at a certain,
Yeah.
you know, so there's very few new things that I fuck with.
Yeah.
Because I like timeless shit. When you see a picture of me, you don't know what year it is. That's what my wardrobe is moving towards. You know what I'm saying? And what I said. So with the J's, I like the 1s, the 3s. Now I only had the 11s. Which one was not the 11s? Which one had the blue and gray joints? The not Carolina, Georgetown ones. That's the 11s or the 13s.
Georgetown?
Yeah, it was blue, gray, and white.
Oh, the 13s.
So the 13.
Yeah.
I've had those more than any pair of J's, the 13s. I bought those twice.
Okay.
I bought those twice. The first time they came out in high school, I paid an extra $50 just to wear them a day before everybody, because my homie worked at Foot Locker. Then I bought them again when I was on tour. And when I got off tour, I sold them to my homeboy. He bought them off my feet. But yeah, the 1s, the 3s, the 4s, the 6s, and the fucking 13s. The 11s I loved, but they just didn't look good on my feet.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I just hate about my build. And I'm built like fucking Barry Sanders, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just wear everything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I hate that too, because there's a lot of shit that I be wanting, and I throw it on, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. But yeah, a lot of those. But then, would you call an Animal Ballet a sneaker?
I would.
Yeah, I'm an Animal Ballet nigga, and I missed that last wave that came too, dog.
This
When I
man
was
smack it
ready-
on my. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You good?
No, I was gonna
just
say
missed that wave.
I be trying to bruh. So I was telling him we was talking about a sneaker list, and I had you know what I'm saying, I had the America Cups on my shit.
Yeah.
I had the animals, and he was like, "You just the New Orleans nigga."
Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Y'all got an affection for it. And it's funny. It's funny. Like you could tell. Like, my brother had a pair. Again, I'm from him, so my oldest brother had a pair, and he had to graduate with high school like 03. So I was like, all right, so why would you wear this? And you know what I'm saying? Like, what made you even choose this? And then you see like the influence from TV or what's around. I think that's I guess that's a staple for y'all. I would probably wish that would have never left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it represented a lot of our style represents an era in the field too that you can't get no more. You know what I'm saying? It's something super intangible about the things that really excite us that y'all just had to be there for.
You know what I'm saying? How you got into the visual artistry? So I mean, for what I got, you been doing everything, but when we got it, how did we get it?
2015, I went to go kick it. I cut his head a day too. My homeboy live in Miami. I'd be booking plane tickets with no real place to go. It's just because the flight was cheap. And I found a $65 flight one way nonstop to Miami at the top of December in 2015. And my homeboy was like, man, why you out here? Because he got a program, he got a for-profit and nonprofit program for kids. And he was like, man, you'll shoot my after-school program for me? And I was like, cool. So I brought my camera with me. And he stayed in Wynwood. And when I landed and I got there was a bunch of shit going on. I was like, man, what this is? He said, man, it's Art Basel. And it's all over the city. And he was like, we in the thick of it. It's just 2 blocks up. So every day I used to take his bike and just ride through Wynwood, and nigga, there was art everywhere. But I was already like painting at home. You know, I might sell a painting or two for like $100, $200 if somebody finds out I paint. And there was art everywhere, bro. Galleries everywhere. But what really put the battery in my back was like probably the second to last day I was there for them 7 days. Because my mind was blown. I saw the Dean collection, Swiss Beats art collection, and that shit was just free to walk in, and they gave you these fucking prints of Gordon Parks photographs. I got 4 of them bitches. Like, it's 2 of them hanging in my house right now. It was just, nigga, it was just like something I'd never seen before. And like, and all of the shit that I say, how I see the world, and like, that world that I was like immersed in, it was like I was seeing the inside of my mind being out there. And then one day there was a rider truck. There was a nigga set up an art gallery in the back of a rider truck, and it was fly. And I said, nigga, ain't no fucking way in the world I ain't supposed to be selling my art. I never thought about selling my art like as prints, duplicating and shit. Before I even left Miami, I was calling back home, trying to figure out where you could get prints made. And the dude who did it, he gave me my first print for free. I took the money that I sold off of that one, came back and bought 10 prints. And then my art career started.
So how does the woodworking and the other shit come in? Like, where did you get that from?
That's sort of in my blood. So like I told you, you know, I grew up in a barroom. My great-grandfather, all my daddy uncles, they were all craftsmen. My grandfather was the first black foreman in Carpenter Union in LA back in the 50s. Because they left Pigeon Town and some of them migrated to the east. Only one of them stayed. I mean the West Coast. Only one of them stayed, my Uncle Melvin. But that shit just in me. And a lot of times I don't know what I could do till somebody asks me. And people know me for just being like mad random, if you will. So they'd be like, man, Cole, Phips, you could do this. So right before the hurricane, my homeboy asked me if you're familiar with headquarters located 1101 Broad Street on Broad and Ursuline. They used to be on Banks before the medical center was built. He asked me, could I make a wood sign? I was like, I think I could. I said, let me go see. So I called around, see where you could buy wood to build some shit. The first piece I bought was technically too small, so I wound up doing a hand carving out of the logo that I made is an HQ that's hanging when you walk in. It's at the top. As soon as you walk in, you can see that. So I had to go back and buy a bigger piece of wood. This was like 4 feet, and I fucking figured out what tool to use to dig in wood. I got a rotary drill, a Dremel thing, and technically I wore the bushels out on that bitch on the second day because I was doing way more work than I needed to with that tool. I wore the tool out because it was cypress. Cypress is dense. That's why termites don't eat it. And I'm sorry, not cypress, Spanish cedar. I was tasting that shit for like 2 weeks, nigga. Like just the dust it had got like in my system and everything. I was tasting Spanish cedar for 2 weeks. And I had just eyeballed some shit, created some measurements, and I just drew on the wood and started carving around my drawing. And now, I fuck with wood now. That was 05. And then, randomly, just random shit happened. Like, like my homeboy Justin Williams, we had did a barter for a computer for a table because he had just bought a house. He was like, whenever I move in the house, just make me a table.
Photographer Justin.
Yeah, my nigga.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So
That's
I made
the
an
guy,
African mahogany, 6-foot African mahogany dining room table. It's on my Instagram, my January 5th post. So I could just, and so many, I humbly say this.
Nah, don't be humble.
I can do anything.
Don't be humble. Don't be humble.
Because my true skill set of all the things that y'all know me for, at the core of it all, my true skill set is I could reverse engineer anything.
Wow.
Take it down, put it back together type shit.
Like if you bring me, make me one of these, give it to me, I'll figure it out and I'll make you one. And which turns into the core of my business. Y'all know me for rap or the core business that I'm in. I create and I grow IPs, which are intellectual property.
Have you ever had it seems like you've never had a problem that you got stuck on. You seem like
shit.
I'm saying you seem like you real solutions oriented to the point where like, man, I'm not gonna let this shit stop me.
Because there's an answer to everything.
Right.
Even if the answer is there ain't no fucking answer. You know what I'm saying? There's an answer to everything. Like you can't stop. Life is a force. It moves. Like it's a constant. You got to keep it moving.
Right.
So like my job is reverse engineering is problem solving.
Right.
That's what, like I mentioned to y'all before we started, my method is a scientific method. This is how you experiment with things. So shout out to Side Guru. Check them out on YouTube. We don't have problems. We create problems. What we do have and what we're given are situations, and how you respond to said situation determines whether or not if that situation is a problem or just something you got to do today. Perspective is everything, right?
Yes, sir.
That's that just glass half full, glass half empty shit. So, I'm a problem solver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like problems, not that I look for problems, but just there's always shit to do. Like right now, me and my daughter, so I learned how to last year, the Pass Casanova, I did a tufting piece, like a rug or whatever. And shout out to my man Rax. I took a class with him and learned how to do it. Now I'm about to build my own setup for my daughter because she won't make rugs. So, I'm about to do that. I just built, before I came to y'all, I just delivered and hung a 6-foot by 10-foot canvas of a Beaucoup Power commission I did for this dude in the quarters. I've never built a canvas before in my life. I probably would have never thought to do it until somebody asked me. And then they asked me, and I was like, yeah, I think I could do it. And it took me, I cut my hand open and everything. So a lot of things got in the way of the project. But once I finally got it done, and I'll be a nervous wreck when I be trying to figure this shit out.
For real?
Heck, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I just can't see it, dog.
It's like a kid that he know he got somewhere to go, and you just throw him the keys and say, go get there. And he hop in the car and don't know how to fucking drive. That happens every time I don't know what I'm doing. Like the mural I did on my page, if you see at the top of the year that I did for, not top of February, that for Maroon on St. Charles, shout out to Jay Brown. That was my first mural. I used to call Cole Young all the time, my dog Menace. And I had questions. Like I was like, man, how did it's just all about figuring shit out. And it was agonizing. People think I'm so fearless. Nigga, I be scared as shit. It's just I act in the face of fear, and that looks like it's fearless.
What does Cole Young advice look like? Knowing Cole.
You ever seen Ninja Turtle?
Yes.
Master Splinter?
Yeah.
Like that.
All right. That's what I thought.
That nigga be on the same 4 speed out of 10 every time I see him. And he could tell he thinks before he speaks. And it's always from experience, and because he's constantly in practice mode or in study mode. They're like that. Everything, like right now, his medium is cars.
Yeah.
And doing body work and customizing interiors and painting. You know what I'm saying? That nigga got a beautiful mind. Ironically, me and Cole got the same first name, and he went to McMahon for a second. He said that's where we first met. He a few years younger than me though.
Okay.
So I ain't remember him from school. He left and went to Reed though. But Coordinate, though he's younger than me, artistically, I look at him as an OG. I go to him for perspective. Not so much wisdom, perspective.
Okay.
And that's all I offer to people. I never tell a motherfucker what to do. I just help them see the situation a little different. And then you choose if you want to work with that or not, right? So and Cole just kicked, like one of the latest lessons with Cole while I was trying to figure out this shit. Because just like I told you, I be kind of agonizing about or trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
He told me that the other day, the last bureau he did about a month. I was with him that day and that morning. He was like, man, I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. He was like, I ain't even pick all these colors. Some of these colors is just colors I had, and I was just working with it. And that's right in line with what I'm writing with Just Make the Sandwich. You might fuck around and come up with the most swinging in that sandwich you ever had in your life, just about working with what you had. But you gotta work with. You have to commit the action. You have to commit to it for it to even come to fruition. It's something that basic. People be talking when I be saying this shit, people act like I'll be deep. And I ain't deep. I'm an uptown nigga. Like I ain't never trying to make it all colorful and shit. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like I like simple shit. And for some reason, people think the most simple shit is so deep. Like Confucius. Confucius ain't deep. It's basic. Water is hot, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
niggas don't. This, I guess, y'all niggas like to, your explanation is I'm an uptown nigga. That shit is hilarious. But what I'm saying
I meant to say water is wet, but definitely go ahead.
Nah. Simple is relative. Also, I think people try to make things something that it's not, and
because people romanticize things.
Yeah.
And this is, you kind of got to shut your mind off and allow the outside world to work in front of you. And like some people approach things with a preconceived notion already, and that's a muscle to shut that off. Like I have like an inkling and shit like that, but I ain't trying to like gauge it. Like now I've done so much. I know the probability of something working, but sometimes people just have an idea of how something should work, and it totally gets in the way of the process.
Yeah.
And they never walk away with what they need to know because they just, they not that they know it all. It's just some people just made to operate that way, to think that because they've only done so many things, they think they know it all.
Yeah, you ever had a conversation with somebody and they can't like really tell a story well? It's like they'll tell you.
People do that.
Yeah, they don't know how to.
Sometimes it'd be a good story, you just don't know how to tell it.
Yeah,
and some people, one of the greatest stories ever told, which was actually a shitty story, but it was told so well, is Belly.
Yeah.
Belly is a horribly written movie. It's terrible. It's terrible, but the motherfucker is beautiful. Yeah. So with that being, I always look at it more like an art film because that fucking film is beautiful.
It's all over the place.
But not just from the way it starts off.
But the thread that ties it together is the visuals.
Yeah.
It has a theme, and that's where the intention was put, and it's received. That's why it's revered by us as one of the best movies.
Like you said at the beginning of the movie, it grabs you instantly.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sure.
So look, I got a few more questions. We gonna get you out of here.
I'm enjoying this. Feel like family in here, bro.
All right, yeah, that's all I wanted.
That's a cool ass guy.
That's all I wanted, man. That's all I wanted.
Cool ass guy. Cool too.
Let me see, man. So we got two. I asked if anybody had any questions.
Oh, well, like I said, so check it out.
Oh, come on.
I became a fan of Phips. You said something in one of your songs. My grandma used to listen to this song, a Dionne Warwick song, a long time ago. You said, longer there's an apple tree, there's always gonna be apple pie.
So you heard Beast Mode.
So when I didn't know who you was. That's my first time hearing you. When you said that, I was like, I heard this shit 100 times. But I've never heard nobody say that before. It has like so many meanings.
Yeah, I put it in a different context just because I ain't Dionne Warwick.
Of course.
I'm an uptown nigga that said that.
But when you said it, I'm an uptown nigga. I'm from Mid-City. I'm an uptown nigga as well. Yeah. And when I heard you say it, I was like, what's this nigga? And like that always just stuck. That little simple thing. It was like, okay.
Yeah, Beast Mode was a fun session. Shout out to Pie Sky and Rod Smooth. That's why we recorded that at his studio.
I like
Pie Sky, man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. That's one of my favorite songs that I wrote.
Okay.
The hook is sunshine, breeze blow, seeds planted, trees grow.
Right.
Fruit bed, then we eat more. Dipping with my beauty, I'm in beast mode. I just explain how flowers grow.
The whole verse though, it's just a cool ass.
I slid on that bitch.
I know you know. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. You keep saying like you're not saying nothing profound, but like, bro, that's That's pretty fucking profound. You know what I'm saying?
All
you
I
just
told you was how fucking plants grow.
I know, but I'm saying you reducing it.
Photosynthesis.
It's the way he says
He,
it.
I know exactly.
The beginning of the verse when he come on that bitch, like,
You see what I'm saying?
you know, it's like
he
had me at a hello followed by you heard me body curving like a cello. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
bro.
I'm colorful. I'm
You know?
colorful, you know, and I'm not a player, but I'm something like. So I know how to tip the scale my way. You dig? Yeah.
Say, bro, that shit. You reducing it to the simplest forms, but that shit.
It's all simple. Look, the coldest shit is the simplest shit, my nigga. Like Bieber Bill, nigga. That was 3 sounds: kick, snare, and a little dong, dong, and that's it. And then 1. Like a dick and fit. That when niggas put on dick and fits and be the freshest nigga in the room.
I started coming in here today with a dicky fit.
You know
to
what I'm
be
saying?
honest.
I am a walking dick and fit, my nigga. That's what I am. That's how I approach everything. This is simple shit.
When you said, damn, I can't think of how I go, but I'm a walking, talking question mark.
Yeah. Bless my heart. I'm a walking, talking question mark on the Avowal.
On the Avowal.
Yeah. You fuck with the Avowal too?
Come on, man.
All right, just making sure.
Come on,
I got a 3.
You got a 3?
I got a 3.
What's happening?
Oh,
What
zigzag though.
Wait, it ain't out, huh? I
I'm
about to say, I know I ain't missed that.
Yeah, around the time when I did, it's old too, bro. I just never put it out, but it's when I started 0017 around that time, it was in one of them sessions with myself that I did that on. That bitch hard, bro. That's probably one of my favorite and most profound verses that I've ever written. Cause like the visual picture that I paint in that song blows my mind away. Like if there's any song I recite to myself, the most is that one.
Okay, you just tell me when to pull up so you can just play it for me? Like
I can spit it for you. You know what? I'm gonna run the words to you.
All right.
I only did this one other time. That was at the House of Young. Shout out to E. Buckles. I ran in acapella. I say a lot in it, but it's standing at the stairway to heaven. Ask the receptionist, where's the elevator? Cause I ain't waiting. As I make it to the top, but get denied for not being patient, just trying to maintain. Heard life was a bitch, well, let a nigga gang bang and let my dogs get his rocks off before he punched the clock or the apocalypse pop off. But look at me now. My adversaries never show till they strike. This is a war. I'm talking soldiers and stripes, counterintelligence. The game is to be sold. Well, who's selling it for what price? And can he give me a 2-for-1 if I cop it tonight? Well, fuck it right. Now nigga know what's good for the jug. American muscle, know what's under that hood. Phips hit a tune up. I would have been came if you'd have called the nigga sooner, but I've been writing verses where virgins picked the petunias and Mary Magdalene and God Jr. do the La Rumba. And 12 disciples on Eiffel Towers toting the Ruger, looking to shoot up whoever boot up or try to move us. I cut the tube off, don't know what it do my medulla. Princess popping mushrooms, now she looking just like King Cooper. Now, what's the use of bum rushing castles and trying to save her? The only thing working in her favor, she's mama's baby. But that's enough to comb through the brushes of hell's fire. Praying that all who witness remember what transpire. I leave that to my elders who's sitting down by the bayou. Always told me the devil's a liar, and I believed them. Like when they bestowed their blessings upon me and I received them. There's never been a day with my babies I couldn't feed them. But I still can't give them any freedom. It's in their mind. But since I made them, I'm going to mold them and lead them. Nigga, they mine. Change the future of today for the generation behind us who took the boat ride only to sitting back of the line. I believe in freedom of speech. I'm just practicing mine.
Say, bro. Say, bro. That was
The Mary Magdalene one.
Listen, man. I
Say,
know a
bro.
moment when I hear it.
Say, bro. Cause you know, like me and you often we talk bars, like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We bar guys like that. That shit was powerful. Like
I know a moment when I hear it.
Yeah,
That's why I ain't saying
man.
much. I'm just
I thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate that. Thank you. Like real shit. You know what I'm saying? As if you ain't know, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the music, but you just my homeboy.
That love.
You know what I'm saying?
That
So
love.
yeah,
man,
I'm a fan of the music and I'm becoming a fan of the man. So I
appreciate it.
I like
bro.
the time together.
I'm glad I could check out.
Definitely.
I'm glad my shit check out.
That's
for
why I
you.
wanted
Come
to come
on,
in.
man.
This is on the whim. You know, he
Yeah.
hit me and
I
I'm
appreciate the opportunity to talk because, like, not that I sit around and be having these thoughts all day. I really don't. I'm kind of a simple dude, but I do like to exchange some of this shit because, again, perspective is one thing we missing, and I know I got some. You know,
Definitely.
and it's not mine. It's not serving me. to just keep it all to myself.
So look, two things. Well, they got two questions people ask. But before I get into their questions, is the 2X in the passive Casanova read up on the website yet?
Not yet.
All right.
So you see,
That lets you know I've been trying to cop.
I got the test. I got the testers.
I see.
I'm playing with the buckets right now. I'm playing with some flavors. Me and my brother, I've been going back and forth with them, trying to get some stuff together. But I got new flavors. But just hear me out. You know that most, if you're brave enough to ask me for something, you're probably gonna get it.
I'm saying, but you see, I've been trying to cop. I'm on the.
Call me, man. You got my number.
All right.
And so I'm like Dapper Dan with my shit. Like you come to the shop.
All right.
And I customize it, bro. A lot, but you'd be surprised.
That's
Say like my man. I just did a 6 foot, but that's a 60 square foot painting. I've never made that before in my life, but he got it because he asked for it, and he was willing to pay my price.
Say less.
I wear extra large when you go.
No way, just get at me, brother. You know just get at me, bro. I need to open a storefront. Just tell people pull up on me, but because I kind of like that kind of work. You know, I kind of like for people to come and just, because I don't sit around I think of some shit, but I don't think of everything.
Right.
You know, like, and so I be liking to hear what people ideas of. Man, it'd be cool if, I wonder if I could. And then I realize I can. And
I'm gonna call you then, because I got a grip of ideas. But look, the people want to know, shout out to Khalil, are there any lost tracks from Black Man for Sale?
Lost track. That was a song we took off. I can't remember what the name of it was though. That was one song we took off. It's on the tip of my tongue, but y'all pretty much heard it.
All right,
y'all heard it. That's songs we did in those sessions too. They just wasn't Black Man for Sale themed songs, if you will. That album got hard to write after about the 5th song.
I could see that.
Like I really had to start reading more. Like everything else came just off of like, you know, instinct and shit. But then once I realized that I got to bend this more ways, I had to start, like digging.
I always wondered that, like when you come up with like albums, like do you go in thinking about how you want it to go? Like, are you just, these are the songs?
Put one foot right in front of the other.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like the therapy album was literally therapy session that I had with my producer, Prospect. That's who produced that whole album. But the therapy session looked like us walking away from samples and just like literally making live music, but not overthinking it. Literally play the first key that you play and keep it. Say the first word that you come to mind and keep it. And that's how that album was made. And for us, that was therapeutic. It was like a creative flushing. Yeah. So that album, that's why it's called therapy. It was therapeutic creatively.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's when I started singing. I'm singing on that album and shit. Like, sound like an old crazy old man on that.
Nah, man, that shit. Nah, man. I told you that shit an instrument. It's your shit. Your shit be different. So look, Kiki want to know. She want to know your thoughts on returning to music, the state of lyricists in America, and your vision as an artist now. All right, Kiki. Fuck.
I'll be returning to music soon. I just hooked the studio back up. Got it working good enough for me to put some shit down. Because I'm missing in there, like I'm craving in there, and once I start getting out more too, I'll have more to say. The state of lyricism in America, is almost non-existent. Right now, we just swagging out on melody and auto-tune.
It's all a vibe.
It's cool about the vibe, which I ain't mad at. I ain't mad at that. It's about the vibe, and we've really, I won't say wore it out, but we've really leaned in on the power of bass. Right now, everything is rooted in bass and auto-tune. It's like bass and melody, and bass is addictive because you know your body and mind responds to it the best. They respond to melody at low frequencies, and that's what all bass is, a lower frequency of a waveform. You literally can't deny bass. If you encounter bass, your physiology cannot deny it, and it's gonna just make you feel a specific type of way based on the notes that they choose during the song and shit. And what's funny is the average nigga that's even making them beats on Fruity Loops, they don't even know that science. They just know niggas is responding to it. They know it from a very removed perspective. But I ain't mad at it because some shit for one be groovy. Two, there's always some cream in the crop. So you know, it ain't bad, but they got some niggas that spitting, like Lil Damani, T.I. Sonny spitting,
Yeah.
Corday spitting.
Corday nice.
You know what I'm saying? I got some young niggas, man, you know. Niggas in the city, LG still getting busy, like, you know, selling Ride 49, like, but we're real. This just generation is really energy driven.
Yes.
It's all energy and vibe.
Anything you listening to? Besides, I know you just mentioned a few people, but like anything you listen to that's
I'm gonna
catching
go through my like songs.
All right.
It's all over the fucking place. Cause I almost never listen to rap. Right now I got Tank and the Bangers Human on my phone right now. Shout out to Tank and my brother Ivy. I just found this song yesterday by Betty Davis called Politician, man. I just found this artist named Ashley Snow. She got a song called Keep Running from the Devil. I just like the song by called Lil Brother by Black Star. I got Black Moon who got the props. Dave East and Nas, Godfather 4 and NYCHA. Hell on Earth with the Griselda off of West Side album. Where's the Love? I've been on a Nas kick real heavy the last week and a half. I just come off of a Stevie Wonder binge.
That's hard.
I just like From What I Was Told. Drama by the 79ers gang. Shout out to Big Chief, Jiggy, and Romeo. From the Mardi Gras Indians. Bread of Life by Stove God. Dapper Dan Leather by the Cool Kids. I was saying I don't listen to rap, but I got a lot of rap in this thing. Why You Do That, Max B.
Max.
You know what I'm saying? Mystery Lady by Masego, Don Toliver. I love
that shit cold.
I like Don Toliver a lot. I love Masego a lot too.
I don't know if Don Toliver was singing or he rapping, but he doing that shit.
I guarantee you, next year, at the end of this year, when Spotify give me my results of what I listen to the most, Superwoman by Stevie Wonder is gonna be number one. I know for a fact it is. All of February, I listened to that song. Fuck. Now I got a bunch of like Bossa Nova shit. Y'all ain't gonna even know these names. Half of them in Portuguese. That's like 14 of those songs. Eternal Light by Free Nationals with Chronics. Check that out. Put that on for your girl or whatever woman you're entertaining. She's gonna love it. It's gonna make her moist. What else? You know, The Roots. Can't We Pretend by Bill Withers. Bill Withers is one of my favorite songwriters. Henny and Ginger Ale by Mia Hawthorne. What else, bro? I'm all over the world. Take Me to the Moon. Ticket to the Moon by Electric Light Orchestra. There's a couple of Marvin Gaye songs, specifically Symphony. The songwriting and the song Symphony off of the, what album that is? I think it's the Let's Get It On Deluxe album. Ridiculous. Cody Chestnut, Serve This Royalty Right. Motorola Era, AZ and 2 Chainz. Mighty Healthy.
Come on.
Ghostface.
Crit sampled that Served This Royalty. Yeah. Okay.
He did. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Give It Away. Passive Manipulation by the White Stripes.
You're eclectic.
Huh?
You're eclectic.
I mean, the whole world is my toolbox. You know what I'm saying? Telephone Line, Electric Light Orchestra. Hold On by Sampha. Baby Is You by, what's her name? Revel Day. Juvenile, Third World Soldier off the Soldier Rag album. I got some Roberta Flack, that old school Dendada off of Breaking. Who that? What they talking about?
No.
Smoking Out the Window. Silk Sonic. It goes on and on. I'm all over the world, bro.
Hold on. I gotta say something because you said The Roots. Shout out to Terrence Blanchard Jr., Grammy nominated artist from New Orleans. He's doing Black Thought's showcase tonight in Carnegie Hall.
Oh wow.
What he doing? He arranged it?
He's a rapper and a singer, but I think he wrote on some of it.
Okay.
So shout out to T, man. I'm gonna sit down with T pretty soon. That's my dog. Been knowing him forever.
So
his dad is
Yeah, Terrence Blanchard.
Yeah.
He, he do all Spike Lee movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Black Thought, I know
Yes.
I mentioned my top,
Oh,
all of that.
Alien.
And Nas is my favorite rapper.
Yes.
But Black Thought is hands down the most in shape rapper standing on earth right now. He like when I say in shape, like the nigga will rap you under a fucking table. I don't care who you are.
Yes.
And he might be 50 now. And to me, he's the best rapper I've ever seen.
Like live or in person?
If rap was a sport,
I got you.
The athlete himself.
Damn, that's a
Black Thought. I put him up against anybody. Have you ever seen him get down?
Once.
Yeah, you haven't seen enough.
Once.
No.
And where was that? What was that?
Fuck, I don't even remember, man.
Whatever it was, you slipping. There's so much to consume about Black Thought. The nigga is amazing.
Yeah.
Because one, breath control is everything in MCing. This nigga get up and MC for 3 hours, fam.
Yeah.
Like unrehearsed. Like no songs prepared. He's doing it with a band. He ain't got a DJ. Well, sometimes he have a DJ, but he's doing it with a band. Like, bring me the nicest rap. I guarantee you throw him on a stage with a band. He not even gonna know how to work the crowd with to use the tool of a band.
Right.
When I'm talking about an MC, I'm talking about a nigga that's gonna really rock the crowd, give you bars, might give you some melody every now and then. He know how to make you jump, stand up, wave your hand, do the soul clap. The nigga controls the fucking room. And then you take him out of that setting and put him in Funk Flex. He's gonna rap every nigga you like.
That's what I was about to say. I just came across that video. It's either Flex or LA Lakers, one of them. It's like 8.
He just did LA Lakers, I believe.
I ain't see that one.
But go check out Flex if you haven't. He did 10 minutes.
Oh, he bodied that. That was the best.
10 minutes. His son went to St. No.
Black Dog?
Black Dog got a son that went to St. No.
I did not know that.
Trotter. I don't think it's Emir Trotter. His name is Amir Trotter. I forgot. He's a Trotter though. Yeah, his son was St. No.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. And nobody ever really knew that.
Wow.
He got a son.
That's random as
I know, right?
random as hell. But man, look, before y'all got anything else?
Nah, man. I appreciate it. Nah, I feel like I learned something about my damn self.
Yeah, for real shit, man. That's the rhythm.
I needed this energy for sure.
Oh, wait, before we get out of here, I gotta talk about my dog. We talked about him before we was recording, but man, I gotta talk about my dog Jason. I pulled look, true story. I pulled up on him one day. I was going to get some wings and I'm playing. I don't remember what I was playing, but you know how Jason is. Like, I got hella music, but I can't. He don't want nobody to hear it.
Yeah, he was always like that.
He don't want nobody to hear it. I got probably 50 songs that I can't really do nothing with. Anyways, I pull up on him and playing some shit. He's like, man, who that is? I said, that's my partner, man. So he like, dog, this might be the coolest shit I ever heard in my life. And I'm like, yeah, I got it.
That was only like 40 seconds because we talking and I'm like,
Nick, it was to the point where my dog was standing outside. He said, fuck working. He sat in my car. I need you to run that back. So, man, I just want to give a shout out to my dog, man. He no longer with us, but like, you know what I'm saying?
J. Smith, nigga, I love you.
Bro, always and forever, dog. So.
Top of your head and sole of your feet, nigga. I love you on earth, and I love you when you're on the other side, nigga. If you get, I love you. You know?
Oh, hey, look, let me tell you, the last conversation we had, he was texting me about, he sent me this joint opium opulence.
Mm-hmm.
All right, right.
I got that in my phone right now.
Yeah, I listen to that shit every morning.
Right.
All right, so look, we rap.
Sometimes I can't listen to it.
It's hard.
I cry.
It's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck, bro. Like, it's hard. I feel like I have to make myself like.
It's hard to listen to my dog. When they big, I got a folder in my shit, just like all the songs I've been naming, like the Avowal 3 I just spit for y'all, and that shit comes on out of nowhere sometimes.
Yes.
Cut that out.
Yes. We talking about my dog. He said, man, look, I'm some shit happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm working through some shit. He said, I'm in caterpillar mode. I said, butterfly, caterpillar. So the nigga texts me back, nah, caterpillar monarch. So why every morning I'm on my back porch, bro, I swear to God, a monarch butterfly literally just be.
Someone said it could be him. Not that it's him verbatim
as
the butterfly, but he might have sent it or he's communicating I've been hearing that type of shit as of lately. So I don't deny it. I won't say I'm a purveyor of it, but I don't deny it either because it's comforting.
It's all good, man. Jay, we love you, man. You got anything, Five?
Man, I appreciate you pulling up, man. This has been cool. It's probably my favorite one, and I barely said 10 words. I feel like so yeah, nah, it's cool, bro. I appreciate it.
You got anything, Cole?
Nah, this was amazing.
Hold up, tell
my
him what.
first
Yeah,
first
go
time
ahead.
doing this.
Oh,
So
coming on the show?
Yeah.
Man, mine too.
No, period. Like,
So
this was cool.
That's love.
I mean, y'all always come back. It's love. Tell them where to find you. Tell them where to find you at. They gotta come see you. Best wings in the city.
Definitely.
Talk your shit. Let's go.
5242 Allegiant Fields inside Heavenly Sweets Bakery. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 6. Tacos on Tuesday, shrimp plates on Fridays.
So they're pumping wings out right now?
Nah, well, I shut down to come up here.
Wow.
That's love.
Okay.
My dog said, I'm closing down to come do this.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Chief.
He told me who it was. I said, I'm closing that too.
That man, stop hustling to come fuck with
Boy,
me, bro.
be honest, if you were still open, I would have pulled up.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I was like, you got niggas frying right now? I'm hungry as the fuck. We been here talking. I smoked me a joint.
We bagging at tomorrow with shrimp on Fridays. They say I got the best wings in the city, man.
No, I said it.
I mean,
I said it.
you said it.
Let them. No, that's
a
me.
few people say
What's your best flavor?
I can answer.
Yeah.
I can answer.
Yeah.
What is the mango?
Mm.
The mango joints?
What is mango habaneros?
No,
It's just mango.
it's just mango.
It got a little kick to it.
It just got a little spice, but dog, what the other one is? The
Spicy pineapple.
spicy pine,
That's what I thought you was about to say first.
spicy pineapple.
I might have
Yes,
to come get that.
yes,
Yeah.
please.
12 to 6?
12 to 6, yeah.
I'll be there at 12.
Mango's probably the number one selling, then spicy pineapple, honey barbecue. But
And my dog got the fries. Don't trip. He give you the fries. He go load you up.
man. Listen,
You got lemonade though.
I mean, we got drinks. It's a bakery, so we got drinks. But I'm coming up with a drink. Coming up with a tsunami punch.
Right.
Shout out my wife. She been telling me this. Like, yo, you need a drink.
Yeah, you do. That's
She
why I
gonna-
asked.
She gonna put that together.
Yeah, the black family is Beaucoup power. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
she the reason why I'm doing wings.
Come on, man.
The black
So,
family.
you know, if it wasn't for her,
black women, the black
y'all wouldn't get no
men
wings,
need
man. So if y'all see my wife out,
Huh?
shake her hand, man. She the reason why y'all get these wings.
Oh, shout out to your wife.
Tell them where they can find you at, bro.
Just say my name, bro. You can find me on any platform. Just say Nesbitt Phips, no underscores. You know, just Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, fan base. Shout out to Isaac Hayes. You know, even Gmail. They put in Nesbitt Phips at Gmail. I might answer you. I'm around, man. Y'all can check out BoukouPower.com. You know, y'all can shop with the art and products at the FipsStore.com. Y'all check out SecondLineSunday.com. That's you know, my gift to the city that's coming up. We're trying to bring the culture to the virtual space. And y'all be on the lookout for my two biggest masterpieces. My daughter killing it on the runway. You know, she got bikinis coming and jewelry and shit. And my son is tearing up the soccer fields currently with Columbus Crew.
That's hard.
He'll be at a MLS first team near you in the second, man. So,
It's hard.
you know.
And man, you know me, man. I don't need no introduction and shit. I'm with these niggas, man. I'm rolling with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. So, you know what I'm saying? We holler at y'all next week,
Well, I
man.
wanted to shout my wife out one more time.
Oh, please,
She
go
got
ahead.
A shoe line, man. The walk-in closet. Walkintothecloset.com.
Walk into the closet.
Walk into
Walk into the
closet.
closet.com.
Shoes for every occasion. Heels, flats.
Yeah,
Slides.
check out my man.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
black family is Beaucoup.
Husband of the
Yeah.
year right here.
Come
You
on,
know,
man. That boy will
yeah,
get
man.
him something tonight.
Watch out.
All right, man. We out. Peace.
That was super cool.